All right. All right.
Mamma mia, paisanos.
Wow, man. Let's go.
There we go. Proper claps. Proper claps.
Oh. Tom, we're finally here. I've been looking forward to this stream, I think, most of all, especially after Thursday night, because it is Mango and Grok disaster discussion time. Shout out to everybody out there. I got my look, I got my Mango and Grok mug for this festivities.
I got the hat, but it's gonna get clipped out by the green screen effect. But it is okay. There. It's there. It's here in I have it, Chad. It's just you're not gonna be able to see it. We're representing.
Oh man, we have got a big show today. Most of it's going to be comprised of Star Wars discussion. Okay, there's a lot to talk about with Mango and Grok. Of course, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is what I'm making fun of there. But we got a lot to talk about there. Thank you, Jesus. It is the last time we have to talk about the boys ever. I think we need a round of applause for that.
That is a huge W. We're finally free of this really just bad.
What a terrible show. What a terrible ending. I'm so glad it's over. And we'll talk about it one more time today, and then that's it. And I can't wait to never talk about this pile of crap ever again. We're also going to talk about the Lego Batman game, which we've been playing for over the last couple of days in preparation for this. But Tom, I gotta pull up my notes here.
Sure.
But we got to get into it. But before we get into it, because it's a little early, we do this early. We gotta finish getting ready. But if you can, take us to the people.
Oh, let's just get to the people, okay? How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday morning? We got Mark Fields 9368 for $1.99. Positive vibes to you in the chat. Well, positive vibes back to you. I hope you're having a great morning, Mark.
Yes, thank you, Mark. Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful. I hope you're all having a wonderful kickoff to your weekend. Us over here, we have been very anxiously awaiting the results of the Star Wars movie and its ramifications. All right, so part of this discussion that we're gonna have, because let's go ahead and get into it.
Let us start.
Let us start. All right, hold on.
Well, while you're still setting up, we have Mark's Fields 9368 for $1.99. And Tom, well, I appreciate you singling me out and giving me positive vibes, and same back to you. Thank you, Mark, again.
Yeah, and Tom.
It's like Funky Kong and Tom. I'm just the thrown on addition.
I am pulling. Oh, I put it in the wrong browser. Most professional stream. Great way to kick off the show. I'm just pulling up the trailer here so we could really get into it. Because I feel like it's.
Are we talking Batman or are we talking boys?
Oh no, we're gonna do. Let's do Star Wars, dude.
Oh, you want to go straight into Star Wars?
I want to go straight into Star Wars. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about the boys, so if I could kick the can down the road just a little bit longer so we don't have to talk about it, that's cool with me.
Okay, I thought we were going to try to just rip the Band-Aid off and just like, get it out of the way.
Do you want to? Is that the adult thing? Is that the like mature adult thing to do, is just get the boys over with?
See, here's my thought process. I feel like the boys, we don't have, there's not a lot of words to be said. There's a lot of words to be said about the Mandalorian and Grogu.
All right.
Like I have a feeling we're gonna talk about it at length, and I figured we'd save that after we cover the first two things.
Okay. All right. That's the more mature thing to do. So okay, I guess you're right. Let me pull up the tweet here then.
Hell yeah, maturity.
That is the logically correct thing to do. Okay, so let's talk about the boys. All right. The Boys has come to a close. The Boys season 5 aired just a couple days ago. We have seen it. Tom watched it with me, so I didn't even see it solo. Even though Tom's not the biggest viewer of the original Boys like series, and it's not good, to say the least. It's a really poor ending to a really poor season, to a really poor concept of an idea for what could have been, right? Like, you had all of this potential. You had a 7-year buildup, and it was very much squandered for what we predicted. We were, I would say, between the predictions I made on our show talking about it and our channel, and then I've also made those predictions over on FNT. Like, I was pretty close. Which is not good, but I was close. Yes. And the ending is rushed. It is wasteful of time. The whole season was wasteful of time. I mean, we're in the final season. People are calling season 5 of The Boys introspective. And now the problem with that is this wasn't the season to be introspective. Okay, we already know who these characters are. We know what their motivations are. We know what they're after. As characters, we know what their arcs are set up to be, and yet this season wastes time still having them talk. I almost said BS, but talk constantly about their fees. Okay, still just talking constantly about their feelings and how they feel about each other and how they feel in this moment. And Starlight gets filler. Starlight has nothing to do, which is a shame, because you'd think she'd have quite a bit to do in a season this big. Yui doesn't get much to do. Doesn't get much to do. But we see a lot. Kamiko and Frenchie are talking about their feelings again. Ashley, a character who I was hoping wouldn't live to see credits, who does end up living, we constantly are cutting back to her, and she's having an internal dialogue of, is she going to switch sides or not? Is she going to defect from the Homelander regime? And it's like, I don't care. You haven't given me a reason to care. I don't like you. And after the I'm trying to gently say this, but in season 4, after Ashley was a part of the SA arc with Yui, because that does happen, and they play the creators thought it was funny. I was very upset with it then. I talked about it on stream at the time. In season 4, there's an entire sequence where the Batman character of the world is SAing Yui, sexually assaulting Yui. Like that is very much happening. Ashley is involved in that. And I thought at that point, like, she's purely evil. She's got to go. She's not good. She's not good. She's got to go. No. They spend a lot of time with going back and forth with, is she going to flip sides or not? Kimiko and Frenchie are constantly talking about their relationship. Homelander becomes a boring, broken record, constantly just being an emotional twerp. Like, that's his whole thing, is he's just an overly emotional child. But it's the same dialogue repeated over and over and over and over. It is the unraveling of Homelander as a character is criminal for storytelling. It's criminal storytelling. And then that brings us, of course, to Butcher. Butcher is the only one that's consistent from season 1 all the way through. Maybe Yui might be a little consistent, a little, maybe on par, I would say. But what they've done to Homelander and what this show turned into was no longer about anti-corporatism, which is what the comic book is. The comic book is very much anti, like, this is what corporatism does with Vought, the company producing the superheroes. This is the outcome of that. It throws all of that away to be a complete, I wouldn't even say taking the piss out of. I wouldn't really. I don't like to. I don't like to allow them to call it a satire to escape, like, the horrible things that they put on screen, which is exactly what they do. This show really doesn't like religion, not even just Christianity or Christians. It doesn't like religion. It hates you if you are religious, right? It does not like you. It thinks this show treats you as being stupid, whether you're a Christian or you're Muslim or anything. Like if you're a religious person, this show thinks you're an idiot. Number one. But number 2, this is a power fantasy humiliation ritual for what they think should happen to Elon Musk and President Trump. That's just what it is. And the final moments, and God bless the internet for doing what the internet does best, memeing the absolute crap out of this nonsense. Tom, we are seeing I've been sending them, sending them to me every time we see them, and we think they're funny. Like, it's just because what happens is, and spoiler alert, as if anybody cares, Homelander is depowered in the final scene, or in the final fight. He's depowered and then resorts to being to begging for his life, but saying the most humiliating stuff imaginable. They were going for complete aura loss. Like, that was the goal, a complete aura loss, which he has suffered. And the internet has responded by turning it into a meme to show how stupid it was, to show how on the nose, how pathetic it was. And what's really great is the people that are memeing on this, and Tom, if you could go ahead and pull up a few of them when you have it.
Yes.
Pull up a few of them just so we could show how terrible it is. The people that are making these memes, they're not politically affiliated. It's not like a right versus left thing. It's not a left versus right thing. It is just collectively the internet has decided that this is meme worthy. And that is awesome. That is so cool to see, because that, like, Eric Kripke, the showrunner here, had talked about how, like, he was anxious and nervous about how the show was going to end, afraid that people were going to judge it poorly, judge the entire series poorly, if the ending doesn't satisfy in the way that they wanted. Well, guess what, Eric? You were 100% on the money, and people are not going to care about this boy show ever again. There is going to be no interest in continuing with this. Cancel your spinoffs. Cancel the spinoffs. Nobody's interested. And that's just, you threw it away for an Orange Man bad allegory. You threw it away for a, hey, we killed Elon Musk parody in our show. And that's I want to use the word pathetic. I think that's pathetic. I mean, at what point at what point does this stop, man? We keep seeing it with so much television, with so much crappy television. The Daredevil season is hijacked to be an Orange Man bad allegory with the Kingpin. The Boys is hijacked to be an Orange Man bad allegory. Starfleet Academy is Orange Man bad in space. And you know what? You're giving him more credit than I think he's due, man. The Hollywood gives this guy really, like, you villainized him. Okay, let's say let's talk about this, and then we'll pull up the memes, Tom. Because I think I figured this out, the way to articulate this.
Yeah.
The writers think that there is zero possible complexity or sophistication to the president. Okay, to Donald Trump, the president. There is zero sophistication, there is zero complexity possible. That this man is just an absolutely emotional idiot, and he's incapable of having a critical thought. Okay, so if that's what they see, and they refuse to acknowledge that there's any possibility of there being any other, there is, even though humans are extremely complex characters that are capable of lots of thought and free thought, right? They refuse to acknowledge that Trump actually is capable of that. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying he's capable of critical thought. We all are capable of critical thought. Okay. I'm not saying again, I have to reiterate, I'm not saying if the man is good or bad. You could be the ultimate villain ever and still have critical thought. You could be the ultimate hero ever and you still have some kind of critical thinking ability that makes you a little bit more complex as a human being. But the Boys writers and all of the Hollywood writers don't allow themselves to recognize that because because they have a belief in their mind that he is just this paragon of pure, unadulterated, emotional, childishly emotional, pathetic evil. They see an idealism that is worse than mustache twirly. It's rooted in, I want everyone to love me at the cost of everybody needs to die. And like, it's a one-track pony idea. And unfortunately, when you take that, which is flawed, and it's not flawed. It is perfectly incorrect, right? It is perfectly inhuman. It's not a flawed human being would be better, right? Perfectly incorrect. And then you apply it to your fictional characters in your story that is meant to represent that. Well, now that is ruined because that is unrelatable. Because it's just your idealism for this person put into this figure. So now the figure is incapable of being complex. The figure is incapable of being sophisticated. Tom, I came across a clip yesterday, and then we'll cut it over to you. I came across a clip yesterday of The Boys Diabolical, which is an animated program that released right around the time of season 1. I think it came out right after season 1, and it's voiced by Anthony Starr. And it's a scene where Homelander is doing his first rescue as the Homelander. People don't know who he is yet. And there's this, and it goes wrong, of course. Like, it's a terrible thing. But how conflicted the man is, even just in the animation, and the voice acting is wonderful because it really captures who Homelander is in that moment of just trying to do the right thing. People misunderstand him. He's reliving all the traumas of being tortured with this upbringing. And there's a real character there to follow. There's a real villain's journey. Just, we have the hero's journey. We have a villain's journey here where we're following that trajectory, and it makes logical sense, and it's compelling because it's relatable. It's a relatable series of ideas that we as an audience can empathize with. And you take that, and that's supposed to be the beginning of Homelander, and you compare it to the end, and these are two different people. These are two completely different characters. Season 1 of Homelander, season 1 of The Boys of Homelander is a sophisticated, manipulative villain who uses fear as a means of control. He actually likes when people are when people are afraid of him because he can control them. And as the series continues, they actually kind of ruin that plot point and how he completely disrespects anybody that's afraid of him, and it becomes a running trope inside of its own show. And so let's go ahead and pull this up, Tom, because the memes here are just deserved, I think.
Well, I preface it's a bit of it's some crass language for your warning. You expect it because it is The Boys, so of course everything's gotta be swear words and everything. But really, what helps this out is being able to see, hey, look at all of these other villains and their demise, and you know, here you have Sentinel after Dark of the Moon. Being able to showcase, like, hey, if you had this writing in these other shows, they'd be bad. So everyone's taken it and they've just applied it. So, like, here's Sentinel Prime, here's Voldemort, here's Anakin. What if Anakin said that to Obi-Wan? Would that really, you know, still hold up? Would that be as impactful as the "I hate you" line or something like that? Or you got the Green Goblin. Green Goblin.
Please, Spider-Man, I'll do anything.
I'll do anything, Peter. Stop.
Stop. It's me.
Yeah, but
please, Harry.
It's so bad because it's like we as the audience know there's so much. I haven't watched The Boys, but I watched the finale with the Wizard because I was like, okay, you know what? For this spectacle, I want to see it. I want to see it for the spectacle, and it goes out spitefully. This show ended spitefully. It is like, this is a show that the creators are just mad at everyone, including, like, this is a show where they're mad at everyone and themselves. That's what reads about this show. Like, hey, you had something good. It was, you know, you had interest, people were with it. And then as it went on, you just got like more conceited and like I want to say like almost self-loathing. And it's just like, oh, now we've delivered a bad product, and this is just it's just annoying. I'm happy to be free of not talking about it because I remember back when it was big. Oh, you got to see you got to see The Boys. Oh, it's so good. You have to see The Boys. And I always thought about it from the lens of like, I'll get around to it, but like I had zero interest in watching it. I had zero interest because it's just what if Superman was bad? It's like, okay, cool. I wonder how interesting that will be. Oh, turns out they didn't do anything interesting with it. They continued to just make it worse.
Well, this is also a big part of it here. How dare you like Anthony Starr for 5 seasons? And there's a really like that's honest. That is honest, because in season 1, Homelander is he's a bad guy, but you can like bad guys. You're not rooting for them, but you can like bad guys. Here you have on screen Albert Wesker. Albert Wesker is a cool bad guy until Resident Evil 5 with this particular scene. Okay, he's a very cool bad guy. What we've seen here are bad guys that you like. You can like the bad guy. You don't agree with the bad guy. You want the bad guy to lose, but we can have villains that we like. I like Voldemort as a villain. Voldemort is cool until he fails terribly. Like that's a whole different conversation. All of the villains that are seen here are villains. Oh my gosh, is that Boogie?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Please parry the platypus. Yeah. And there is it was in bad faith. What they did to Homelander was in bad faith because it was, oh, the audience is really connecting with this guy. We need to make him, well, firstly, we were going to do it anyway, as in we were going to turn him into a Trump allegory anyway, because we can, because we believe in injecting ideology into everything we do. And this is just a Hollywood thing. This is just a Hollywood thing. Every show needs to be about Donald Trump. Every comedy show needs to be about Donald Trump. It's old. People aren't watching. People are done. It's not interesting. It wasn't interesting when you started doing it. It's not interesting now. People are going to escapism, not to be lectured at. And that's not, again, that's not an endorsement of the president by any means. I'm not happy with the president. I'm not happy with the last president. I'm not happy with the president before that. I'm not happy with the president before that. Turns out, we keep finding out, everybody. Hey, shout out. Keep finding out. Doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. There is just widespread corruption and nothing matters. All right. So it just keeps getting worse. Price of gas was up with the last guy. Price of gas is up with this guy. Price of food was up with the last guy. Price of food is up with this guy. And there's a lot of way worse things, too, that are happening out there. But don't worry, because people are still going to construe what we're saying as like, you're endorsing the Trumpster. It's like, no, God, no.
I think the reason why it's annoying is because it doesn't. There's ways to do like criticisms of people in your media, but it reads as the yeah, we're going after Trump. It's like, oh, can you guys just like, can you do it like with any semblance of intelligence? Can you do it like can you do it with an actual like thought process that isn't orange man bad, want orange man gone? Like, can you you're a storyteller. Can you not weave something more elaborate or more in-depth or interesting than just like, he bad, me want him gone? Because that's what it really like it's you're framing it as we're cool, but in reality it's like toddler dribble. Like, I don't like him. It's like, you guys are writers. You guys are supposed to be like the people that are creating these stories that people want to get invested into and spend time with. And this is it. This is it. This is what you have. This is what you got for us. Come on, man. The bar is so low. It's so annoying. Like, I don't know.
It's the reality is, and it's not just the boys writers. It's all of the writers, more or less. You know, I'll use all broadly. Let's say like 97%. 97% of all of the people that are writing in Hollywood now come from an ideology perspective that is anti-humanism. It's anti-humanism, which means it's anti-entertainment, and it's all lecturing and posturing. And that's all it is now. That She-Hulk needs to be used to lecture to Bruce. That The Boys needs to be used to lecture the audience about Trump. The Kingpin needs to lecture the audience about Trump. The Captain Marvel needs to lecture against boys. Like, that's there are so many things here. The Acolyte needs to be used to hijack the past. The Last Jedi needs to to lecture you about how your past is wrong. The past is wrong. That your traditions are wrong. Your culture is wrong. You're wrong and need to be corrected. It is in every angle of modern entertainment, and that is why it deserves to be called out and criticized and surgically not diagnosed. What is it? Dissected. Surgically dissected.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. Go ahead. You got any more of these memes? There's a couple other really good ones.
You got.
Please, Brutus.
Et tu, Brute. You got the train from Thomas Tank Engine. You got here he is. There's the guy. Here's Rod of the Hut. You got which one is that? Guy from Cyberpunk. And Vader. Vader. Yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I'll
yeah,
eat your
that's...
poodoo in the Death Star throne room.
But hey, it's all up from here, guys, because it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We don't got to talk about it anymore. It is over. Let's go.
I think there is one more thing I want to show off here. I'll switch the screens. Switching the screen. So this is Eric Kripke's Twitter account. I'll zoom in here. Okay, this is the showrunner of The Boys. This is the guy who created the show. Now, if I scroll down a little bit, yeah, he's pushing the. Okay, they're still doing the marketing for the show. All right, that's fine. Then we scroll down. He is responding like a Reddit troll to Elon Musk, and I just want to discuss I want to like discuss the philosophical aspects of what's happening here, okay? Because I think it's strange. I think it's objectively strange, right? So let's just cue this up, right? The final episode of The Boys depicts a parodied version of Elon Musk getting murdered. It's very clearly Elon. It's very clearly murder, okay, at the hands of Homelander. They throw Elon into space. He walks out. He's wearing the black hat. It says, like, make Homelander great again or something. It's very, very clearly Elon Musk from the 2024 Trump election cycle. Now, that is it was so aggressively on the nose that you can't mistake it as being anybody else other than Elon Musk. He walks in, the characters, they say he's a billionaire, going to space, he's an astronaut. He wants to talk about birth rates declining. Okay, well, those are all Elon qualities. The guy looks a little bit like him, and that's the point. This is meant to represent Elon. They then kill him. They throw him into space. He's dead. Elon, the real guy in real life. Now they just put your death in a television show. And his response originally was pathetic. Now, what's the context here? Let's just read it. So this is Kongman Lee. Shout out to Kongman Lee. We've been on shows together. The show writers turned Homelander into a Trump analog, and this is how they choose to end The Boys. This entire show is just a deranged humiliation fantasy projected onto Trump. They can't even produce a decent superhero parody without injecting twisted fetishes into every script. And yeah, this is the scene that we've been talking about in the memes. Okay, then we scroll down here, and Elon just says pathetic. And that's all he said. That's all he said at that point. And then we see Eric Kripke respond with, "Oh my God, this is his review of what The Boys did to Homelander. I'll never get a better review ever." Am I out of line here by thinking this is really weird? This is like this is but like not just weird, dangerous.
It's all this line reads as middle schooler. This is a middle schooler where the kid that they don't like, someone didn't like what they said, and it's like, oh, they said they hate you. Good, I don't like them. It's like, hey, I don't know how old Eric Kripke is, but I'm gonna assume he's in his 30s. I
think it would be one thing. It would be one thing if it was Elon responding to just the show, right? If the show just had it just had an ending and it was just a Trump allegory, like, I think that would be very different. But this show actually depicts the murder of Elon Musk as a parody, like, for real.
Yes.
So his response kind of makes sense. And so Elon has been replying to it that Kripke probably got, and this is all kind of memeing on Kripke. And Kripke then says, "Ha ha ha! He's posting multiple times. Also, I have notes on his joke writing." This reads like the ultimate Reddit forum troll.
You know, it reads as that like one soy jack where it's the guy crying, but it's got the happy face in front of it, but you could very clearly see him crying in the back. People are putting in chat. Kripke is 52, so here's a 52. This is a 52-year-old man.
I'm just look, man. I just think there's something to be said when you got the boys doing Charlie Kirk memes now. Like they're doing online. They were doing it. So you're doing Charlie Kirk memes. We live in a state of political violence now. Like assassination attempts are happening too often. Realistically, too often. Like we're already on the edge of a societal collapse to some aspect. I'm not saying it's nuclear apocalypse or anything, but like we're getting worse. And I just think that there is something to be said about how, you've got I want to say like F you, Kripke, specifically because who the hell do you think you are of producing this show? But like you're financed by Amazon. Without Amazon money, you're nothing. This show doesn't exist without Amazon money. So you could be as like not administration, but you could be anti like economic culture, right? You could totally be against it, but without Amazon, you're not. You're actually nothing without big business. Nothing. And then to be like, participating in this way, I just think there's something maybe it's uncanny, or I wish I had a better way to describe how, like, okay, they just put yourself in Elon's shoes. It's like this many millions of dollars show just killed me in their show as a gag. How are you supposed to respond to that other than with like, okay, screw this. We live in a political assassination culture. This is crazy to me. It's actually crazy to me.
I think the reason why it's so like, because it's not out of parody, like it's not done in parody where it's like out of fun. It's out like they're displaying it as satirical, but there is that semblance that this is what they want. Like that's the problem. That's the problem. If you did something as like a joke and like Elon was in on it, you can do. There's the whole segment in this earlier in the season where they murder all of these celebrities, and it's supposed to be, haha, look, we just killed so-and-so. Oh, haha, we just killed Seth Rogen. Wasn't that funny, guys? This wasn't done with that reverence. This was done with the actual, like, I want, not the endorsement of it, because I feel like saying that would be,
No, I would have. I was going to. This.
Well, I was going to say that may be slanderous. But it has that sensation.
This show is a fantasy of murder. This is actually an anti-human show. Like it's an anti-humanist type of show, type of content, and so that's what it is. And I think that's where we'll leave this for now. And I hope we never ever have to talk about the boys again. I hope the internet memes carry on, and the boys goes down as being a pile of crap that ruins Kripke's career. And that's it.
100%. All right, let's get back to the chat. All right, getting back to you guys, we got Tomas Mendoza 9692 for a $5. Mango and Grok is the most writer didn't give a spit movie I've ever seen. The most regrettable part was the boomers eating it up in my theater. We had there was a dad in front of us in our theater that early on was like not talking to the screen, but they were a little bit reactive. And as the movie went on, it just declined. It just declined. You could. There was we'll get to it, but there was like kids laughing at some points. As the movie progressed, no one laughed. It was silence for the rest of the theater experience. But yes, it is. they did not. They cared so much to not try to offend anybody that it was offensive with how bad it was.
Now, I'll say, because it's not really part of the review yet, but there was for us, our theater. So like Tom, our the showing that we were at wasn't full. It wasn't full. There was like I would say 35% of the auditorium was full.
Yeah, that's a good percentage of it. Yeah, I would say 35%.
And we saw it at the 4:00 showing. We went to the 4:00. We walk out. It's like 7 p.m. It's after 7, and it was really.
It was packed. It was
the
packed.
auditorium. Like, the popcorn line was loaded with people. Now I don't know. I'm not. That's not to say that they were all buying the buckets. I just think they were getting all of the popcorns and stuff. But there was a lot. So I'm curious. Also, I should also set up. We went to the best theater in town. Like, it's all of the theaters in town are not great. This just happens to be the one that's not the worst, which is the one that I would say most people go to, of the Regal variety.
Yeah, it's there was a lot of people with Mandalorian shirts and Star Wars shirts, so it's something that I am curious to see going back to that theater if they still have AT-ATs left. I'm curious how many popcorn buckets are left going back.
Oh, I'm sure a lot. Yeah. Isn't it like $80?
$79.99 for the AT-AT.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. That's insane. Mm-hmm. That is so insane. Real quick, Drunk 3PO's theater was empty except for the G&G group. I am seeing lots of pictures that are empty theaters that people are going to. I've been seeing lots of empty theaters. So I believe it. Oh no, but they also have a really good photo op. They have multiple photos. I'm glad they memed on it. They had fun. Because the movie wasn't fun. I hope they had fun together as a party.
Well, we'll get to it. No, don't you worry. We got Jason Nelson 5251 for a twofer. Wiz, where are you from? You say character distinctly.
We're from New York.
Yes. How do you say character? What do you mean? They say you say character distinctly.
Character.
Oh,
I say
okay.
character.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that distinctly?
I hear it.
Character.
The way you emphasize the A, character,
dude.
Yeah.
There are this is, I don't know if this is gaslighting. I don't know if it's a problem, but after doing YouTube, I feel like I got to go to a dialect coach or something, because I'm like, I used to think, people used to tell me like, oh, you're from New York? Wow, I couldn't tell. You don't have an accent. And then I'm here on the internet and people are like, you talk like a dummy. You talk like an idiot. I like, you're saying words wrong. You are wrong. You're saying words wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to enunciate as best as I can. I don't have the accent, but look, character, human. Okay. I can't say it any other way. Huge. And people are like, you're saying the H words wrong. And like in the comments, they're like, you're saying it absolutely wrong. You should be ashamed of it. I'm like, what?
No, what's funny is
tomato.
What's funny is we've been told that it's like, oh yeah, you don't have the accent. The accent comes out when at least for me, the accent comes out when I get animated, or when I get passionate about something, is what I'll say. So if I'm driving, especially down here, if I'm driving, the New York accent comes out in full. And that's where I think part of it is the being on the internet and talking. Like we just had this whole conversation about The Boys. You know, if I watched it, I probably would be also riled up where the New York would be slipping out. Huge.
You guys are terrible, man.
Huge. Human. Huge.
No way, dude.
I think you're fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I'm not actually gonna go to a
no.
That's a joke.
No, but I think the people that it's like you're speaking wrong is the most like it's the you said this. It's like, all right, All right, what
I
are you,
got
a
one over on the
5-year-old in
wizard.
phonics? But my teacher said you have to say the H was huge. Like, all right, little Jimmy, you should be off. Get off the internet. Rangav 248 for a 10 banger. Is there any one chance that Homelander's death could have worked with him begging for his life? Because he comes off as someone who would, after losing his powers, or was it just that badly written? People that are written the way that Homelander was set up would not respond to being slighted in a vulnerable position as he did. Almost always it comes out as a like immediate rage or like a how dare you do this to me. It's like I don't think maybe if it was like he was beaten to an inch of his life, there'd be like a please don't do it. But realistically, with him being depowered, he'd still try to like he'd be rageful. He wouldn't be like not sympathetic. What's the word that I'm thinking of?
No, look,
he wouldn't be vulnerable.
This is a very good question. Homelander responds to pain. His whole life is pain. Like his whole upbringing was them torturing him as a child for like I would say decades, right? And that's part of his character. And when he feels pain, he turns into rage mode. So it would have made more sense for him to have been angrier and not cower like that, right? It would have been cooler. It would have been a cooler way for him to go out. But they didn't want you to think he was cool and he had a cool death. They didn't want him to have a satisfying death. They were stroking themselves making this. That's the only way I could possibly describe it, is that by having him beg and say all these humiliating, disgusting things just as he's about to die, this whimpering, complete pathetic loser with a complete. It's you know what it is. It's. But then we talk about like, well, why? Well, why you're saying those things and why is that bad, right? Let's dig in a little deeper. It's because it's dishonorable. It's a dishonorable way to go. There is no honor in his death. He does not accept his death honorably. You know, he's a warrior, and he goes out not as a warrior but as a coward. It's cowardly, and that was the idea. It was an entirely a humiliation ritual, like fantasy. That's all it was meant to be. It's what they wanted to do to Trump. There are 100 different ways it could have been done better, but also, or was it just badly written? There is something else to be said of the real villain of the show wasn't Homelander. Homelander is, and Mahler has pointed this out, and we were on FNT together yesterday. Homelander is a tortured kid. He's been tortured since birth. He is a Frankenstein's monster. And that is all like that. He needed to die. He had to die. He's done terrible things. He's not innocent. But the reason that he exists in the state that he does is because of the true bad guy, which is the corporation. The corporation, the Vought company, is the real villain here. And you think that they're just let's talk about the optics here. They're just going to create another Homelander. Vought is still in control. The world is completely unraveled right now. The government is all broken apart. Vought still has tremendous power. They're just going to make another Homelander. And they have the virus now. Vought has the virus. See, that's something no one else has really pointed out. Butcher dumps the virus into the water supply of Vought Tower, which means that Vought now, if they know that it's in the water supply, they can get it. They can manufacture it now. They can create the antidote to it. They can nullify it, or they can make it worse. So you just gave them a bioweapon. Why? How is this a good ending?
Thanks, Butcher. Really thought that one through.
It's at the end of The Boys, the bad guys win. That's how The Boys ends. Patting each other on the back, like, we got him, guys. which actually, the irony of it all of these writers being like, well, yeah, we're going to take out the orange man, but the absolute abysmal, the purest evil of corruption, both in government and in corporate, fused together, we won't touch. We'll just take out the orange man, a single target that needs to go. But the actual thing behind him, he's just like he's the one Hydra head, right, to these people. But behind him is thousands of other Hydra heads attached to that body. Like it's like that I'm trying to think. There's a D&D monster specifically where it's like there's one face revealed, but behind it is like 1,000 others. Like that's all it is. It's a monster. And good job, guys. You took out one of your targets, you idiots. But the corrupt machine is ever alive and ever stronger, and you can't get rid of it because you're going after the wrong thing. It's a mess, man. That's good question. Thank you for that.
And with that, I think we are tied up. So let us. You want to get into Mango and Grok, or do we want to do Batman?
But isn't that kind of the point? You cut out the one that you think is the problem when in actuality it's still going on. There's so much more in play than just the president. It goes so much deeper. It goes so much deeper than just one politically affiliated character, one politically affiliated person.
As evident by the financier leaks. It's one person. It's clearly not.
It's all there's always a bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish. And with that, I think that's a good setup to take us into Star Wars.
Let's get into it. Oh, buddy, Star Wars. Let's get into it.
Can we get a clip? Can we get a clip into Star Wars? All right, The Mandalorian and Grogu is officially in theaters, Tom. We have seen it. This is our almost out of theater review. We have both seen it. Tom, before we're going to talk spoilers, I'm going to put up the warning in a little bit. But before we get into spoilers, can you go ahead and give me your initial thoughts on this film?
This film is not a film. It is a Frankenstein's monster of 3 episodes of basically what they would have done for season 4, sewn together and shipped out as the return to theaters for Star Wars. That's what The Mandalorian and Grogu is. It's the return to theaters with Star Wars, and it's 3 to 4 episodes of what would have been season 4 sewn together and shipped out. It is boring. It is long. It is not worth seeing in theaters. Possibly even just not worth seeing ever at all.
I would agree with that. I want to start this conversation by saying something that I said over on the Pro Show. I kind of said when we were on FNT. We, and Tom, you'll agree with me here. We as a people are so conditioned with crap that the totem pole for what good is impossibly low. Okay. What is considered good now is something we would have considered terrible 10, 20 years ago. I made a joke when we saw Mortal Kombat 2. We saw Mortal Kombat 2 on opening day, and then we got in the car, and the first thing that I said to you was, every year, Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, is vindicated as not being as bad as it was then. We have fallen so far as an entertainment culture that Ben Affleck's Daredevil is not as bad as we thought it was, man. Because it just keeps getting worse. People say to me, oh, The Acolyte is the way. I'm going to say it now, and you guys may not like it in the comments. The Acolyte is not the worst thing that exists anymore. We have had worse than The Acolyte. We just maybe not refuse to acknowledge it. But we have had things that are worse than Star Wars The Acolyte. Okay? We've had Starfleet Academy. That was worse. We've had Daredevil Born Again 2. That was worse. Right? Maybe Daredevil Born Again Season 1 might be considered worse. We can talk about it. Different time. Mandalorian and Grogu is sold to you as a film. It's not a film. This is not a movie. It should be on that basis alone. This should get a 0 out of 10. This should get a 1 out of 10 because they shipped you a movie. It's not a movie. It is 4 episodes squished together and then shipped as content. This is a movie you could be on your phone the entire time and miss nothing. This is a movie where it is entirely inconsequential if you pay attention or if you see it. Tom, you said it there. You may not need to. If you're a Star Wars fan, you don't need to see this. There are tiny lore implications. Tiny, little teeny tiny. But they don't matter in the grand scheme. In fact, I would and they're negative. Like, we'll get into that in the spoiler talk. But they are negative. The lore implications are terrible, and we're really going to dig into the one at the ending. There is no reason to go see this film. It's not even fun.
No,
people are online saying that this is, oh my gosh, I had a blast. I had so much fun. Your caliber for critical thought has been weakened.
Yes,
it has been weakened. Your capability for thinking of what is good and bad has been so damaged by dog shit media. That's why we're here now.
We actually have it in confirmation of like how, because walking out of this, we were saying, how could anyone have liked that? That was nothing. That was 2.5 hours of wasted time. As much as we have to do this for the Wizard said to me during the movie, if we didn't have to be here, I would have walked out. While it was going on, he was ready to walk out.
In the middle of the movie. This is the fourth movie in 2026 this year where I've said I wanted to walk out, and never in my life have I wanted to walk out of movies. The Mandalorian and Grogu is the kind of content that you want to hit pause to get up and go to the bathroom and then come back maybe, or you catch another episode next week because it's episodes.
This movie is designed for you to be on your Switch. It's designed for you to be on your 3DS. It's designed for you to be scrolling on TikTok, that you could still absorb everything. But to the point earlier I was making is that we had someone that we know say like, "Oh, I thought it was entertaining," and when we asked them about it, it was like, "Well, I thought the little green character was cute." So people are saying,
this person's a woman. This person's a woman.
Well,
that's
this
a very
person
big
is a
indicator
woman.
there.
Person's a woman. All right. She was like, I didn't hate the movie, and we were like, okay, you're wrong, but why did you not? Why did you enjoy? This was made for the little green character, Rock, to be doing things for you to point at the screen and go, "Aw." And she was like, yeah, I did think the character was cute. So basically, the reason why people think this is good is because there are things in it that happen that people go, oh, that was neat. Oh, that was cute. Or that was cool. And by doing that, people now think, oh, I had a good time. I had a good time at this movie because there was things that made me say, oh, that was neat. Not actually understanding the full scope that this is something that this isn't art. This isn't cinema. This isn't something that you should have paid money to see in a theater. Like, so that's where Wizard was saying it. you know, there is a grade curve, you know, like in school, how you know, if everyone fails the test, there's like a grade curve that bumps up the score a little bit. You know, you have there's curves. The curve for people judging what things are good now is so skewed because of how bad it's been. I was really hoping. I was really hoping with how many good movies we actually have gotten this year. You know, everyone loved you know, Project Hail Mary, that we'd maybe start to see like a little bit of a raise in that bar of like, what do we consider actually good? But if something is inoffensive enough that if you don't walk out of the theater saying, I hated it, congratulations, you liked the movie. That's what people's like grade rubric is now. If you didn't walk out of it saying, I hated it and I never want to see anything like that again, you now liked the movie. And that's what people's reviews are for this. Well, what did you, you know, oh, the story wasn't that good. Oh, the stuff wasn't like really good, but you know, I didn't hate it, so it was good. That is why people are liking this movie.
This film, I want to talk about the TikTok angle of it. So if we look here, there's going to be the moment where I think the Huts show up. They're in the trailers. There we go, right here. If I play this a little bit more, we should get the Huts. There we go. Huts. The Huts, man. We've talked about this on shows before. The Huts speak Huttese. Ho, 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 ho. Iwanawanga. Right? Okay. That's just very Star Wars. The culture with the Huts is that they think they're superior to other species, okay? And it's part of the culture that they speak their language as a form of dominance because it's not super common to know how to speak Huttese, right? So it's a form of dominance. So that's why they have translators. You know, C-3PO in Return of the Jedi is a translator because Jabba will only speak Huttese, and then he'll speak, and then C-3PO has to translate to common. It's a form of dominance, cultural dominance. In this, these are supposed to be the two leaders. So also, they don't have names. It's the Brother Hut and Sister Hut, Tom. Officially, that's the name. That's their names.
No.
I'm so serious. They don't have names. This is Brother Hut and Sister Hut. That is their name. The Hut twins is their title, and their name is Brother Hut and Sister Hut. I'm so serious.
They could not glub shitto the Huts. They couldn't give them names.
Correct.
In the franchise that gives every single thing on screen a name, you couldn't give the characters that actually have plot relevance to this names.
They're Brother Hut and Sister Hut. Those are their names.
Oh, and here's our son, Pizza.
Yeah.
God, okay, that's terrible.
So I cue that up with the Huttese. In the trailer, they speak common. Common is English, but if you're in Japan, they speak Japanese, right? So common in Star Wars is whatever the tongue is that the marketing is like, you know, whatever it is translated for your territory on planet Earth. Okay. They're speaking English in the trailer for us. And then in the movie, they switch between Huttese and English in the movie. They speak in Huttese and then they speak in English. And the reason that they're doing that is because they say something in Huttese and then they restate what they just said in Huttese in English, not translating it for the context of the film, translating it for you who are in the theater, bored to tears on your phone. They self-translate. They wrote it into the movie for these characters to self-translate because they know this movie is the living embodiment of the Netflix second screen. The dialogue is so on the nose. It is so impossibly on the nose. It is worse dialogue than George Lucas ever could have come up with.
It is.
And again, it's not a movie, but they're shipping it as a movie. And I think I've said on Twitter, The Rise of Skywalker is better than this. Why? Because The Rise of Skywalker, while being a pile of crap, is a movie. It's actually a movie. It's something we can criticize and we can have discussions about. It triggers critical thought. We have a reason to read into things. The Mandalorian and Grogu is empty, hollow, soulless content. And I'm happy that it's underperforming at the box office. You know why? Because if this was to succeed, it would send a signal through Hollywood that human consumers, that movie theater goers, that movie ticket buyers are assholes. This movie, again, I said that I was beside myself when we walked out of the theater. I was beside myself, and I'm furious. And we went and we got lunch, and I said this movie was made as if the creative team behind it was pointing down the barrel of the lens saying, "You're stupid. You at home,
Yes.
If you go see this movie, you're stupid. This movie is made for idiots. This movie is made for assholes who are stupid enough to go and pay us to watch this crap." That is how terrible this movie is.
To give you an example, this movie is the dialogue in this movie is learning with phonics dialogue. They are saying what they are doing. They are saying what is going on. It is hooked on phonics. This would be a I don't think they're gonna have really that bad of an issue translating this into the little gold books, children books, because of how big he's on the roof.
It's gonna be word
he's
for word.
Trying to break in. It's gonna be word for word. The literal intro to this film is a imperial officer going, "We're evil. Remember when the Empire was in power? The Empire was good. Now I'm raising your rent." That is basically the intro to this. That is it starts off with the most, yes, we are the Empire and we love being evil. It's like it's presented in a way that it thinks you're an idiot. It thinks you're stupid. And it's a mixture of the, oh, hey, now it's, hey, we made this so you don't have to pay attention but still understand what's going on. And also, well, we think you're such dum-dums that we have to spell everything out for you because you don't know how stories work. I really do think that this movie was made specifically as a Redditor's response to hate. In the way, this is what you guys wanted. This is what you guys were asking for, and that's where it really
you wanted just action adventure. You didn't really want complex relationships.
See, this is what you guys asked for, and clearly it's not what you actually wanted. That is what this gives. That is the vibe that this gives off to piggyback off of what Wizard is saying. It's the staring down the barrel of saying like it's two pronged because it's like, well, if you don't like it. Well, you asked for this, but if you do like it, you're a blubbering fool. Like it's mind-boggling. I think, yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I feel at this point I feel like we can start to lean into spoiler talk because we've got out the whole doing about it, but I really do think that this is just. If you are debating, should I go see it? Don't. Save your money for another film. Like, actually, though, because there are good movies coming out. There are movies out right now that are good. We've talked about it here. I did a review on it on Fake Wizards. Go see Sheep Detectives if you have a family and you're looking to see something this weekend. Go see something else. This movie is not worth your money because it's not a movie. It is what Disney used to do, where if they had a series that they were making that they couldn't sell, that they couldn't produce, they tape the episodes they made together and sell it as a movie. It's Milo's.
See if it hits.
It's Milo's
Adventure.
Atlantis sequel, Milo's Adventure.
Milo's Return.
Is it Milo's Return?
Yeah, it's Milo's Return.
I don't remember. As a kid, I remember enjoying that, but I didn't understand. Oh, wait, this isn't a movie. It's 3 episodes taped together. Because you're a dumb kid. You don't know what's actually good or not. You know, like, oh, I like that moment. It's the same way that people walk out of this. I liked moments of it, therefore it's good. No, that's not how that works. But I figure, you know, it's the same thing as the Clone Wars movie. Clone Wars movie with Rod of the Hutt, funny enough, is 3 episodes taped together and shipped out as a movie.
We're going to get into spoilers in just a minute. The movie here is loaded in dark scenes.
Oh, so dark.
This movie is, regardless of what theater you see it in, regardless of IMAX or not, premium format, this movie is really dark. I think this is a good example right here. This shot, your eyes are adjusted for darkness. And what happened, this movie goes from being so dark you can't see to blinding out your eyes. And you got to go like this.
You get flashbangs.
This movie flashbangs you. And the reason it's so dark is because it's hiding shoddy camera work and it's hiding shoddy CGI.
Yes.
And then it flashbangs you. And so then you're blinded and you really can't focus on what you're looking at because your eyes are so adjusted to the darkness. This movie sucks. I gave on the pro show, I gave it a 1.5. I think I was being too kind. This movie's a 1. It's a 1, and it should be treated like a 1. And you should, and I believe I am completely validated in feeling anger about this. We drove to a theater to see this. We drove very far away to a theater to see this. We had to pay money for this. I have Regal Unlimited. We even had a free ticket. I still had to pay to see this. And there are people all over the world who are going out of their way to drive to a theater to experience this movie, and what they get is TikTok content, dude. What are we doing, man? What are we doing?
It's
got my voice cracking. That's how bad this is.
Here's the thing. If this was you guys talked about it on the pro show. If this was labeled as, hey, this is the start to season 4, we're releasing it as a special that you can watch in theaters. You can watch the first 3 episodes. You can watch the first 3 episodes of The Mandalorian season 4 before it gets released on streaming. They keep on doing that with a lot of other things. A lot of anime movies are basically the first couple of episodes crunched into a movie, but they advertise it as, hey, this is the first couple of episodes. You get to just see it in theaters. You get to see the spectacle of this show in the theaters. If they did that for this, we wouldn't be as upset about it, because it's not that. It would have been honest about what it is. It would have been, hey, here's the show, and then here's the rest of the season. That's not what this is. They're marketing this as a movie. We're going to get into it later on, but the promotion, the marketing that is going into selling this movie as a movie, the collabs they're doing, everything about this, they are trying so hard to get your butts in the seats of the theater, and it's not even a movie. It's not even a movie.
Yeah.
So no, I think it deserves the 1 grade, because it's they lied to you to your face. They spent millions upon millions of dollars to lie to your face to say that this is a movie. It's not. If it was labeled as a made-for-TV special, I'd maybe give it like a 5.
Oh, I think that's a good point. The presentation of this content matters, and that goes into the grade here. We discussed over on the pro show. Lorne made a very good point. I'm really glad he did. He said, have you seen the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special? I said, sure. He's like, did you like it? Like, it's passable. It's inconsequential if I've seen it going forward into Marvel. He's like, well, that's exactly what this is. Okay. Well, the Guardians holiday special is a Guardians holiday special that was posted on Disney Plus with the terms of it being inconsequential content. This was shipped to us as a theatrical return for Star Wars, and it is inconsequential content that doesn't matter if you ever see it. It changes nothing. And that feels like it's a spoiler in itself. But this is what they told us on the red carpet. This is what Pedro Pascal was telling us. Like, his story doesn't end here. Okay, well, if his story doesn't end here, then we know he doesn't die. And we know Grogu's not going to die because, firstly, he's a child, even though he's 50 years old. And secondly, they claim that he makes billions of dollars in merchandise sales, or made billions of dollars in merchandise sales. I think that number is dramatically dead now. I think people that have Grogu stuff, they're not buying more Grogu stuff. So, yeah, I think that goes into the grade. If this was shipped as a Disney Plus show, we would be here saying, yeah, well, maybe it was better than season 3, but that doesn't mean much because season 3 was slop. And also, this is still slop because it's slop content for television. Doesn't actually mean anything. It's not important. We'd still be giving it the same kind of scrutiny, but it would be a 4 out of 10 if it was a mini-season show. You see, that matters. What it is, it still isn't good, but it would be a 4 out of 10. In this case, you lied to us. Marketing manipulation, it's a 1. And with that, Tom, I think we could let's get into the spoilers here. So, do we want to? I don't think we need to do the entire beat for beat plot, but I'll give the overview, right?
Yeah, go for it.
So this picks up. Mandalorian is on mission. He's hunting an Imperial guy. This is the opening. We're on another snow planet that's supposed to make you think it's Hoth. Oh, actually, I should cue it up this way. This is the trailer. And if you remember seeing this trailer, and we've talked about it before, I know you've seen it on other content creators talk about it. The trailer feels disjointed. What's the mission?
Extremely.
What are we after? What is this? We have Hutts, we have Imperials, we have Sigourney Weaver, we have a gladiator fight, but the trailer doesn't exactly give you the story, and that's because there isn't one. If you've seen this trailer, I'm not kidding you. You've seen the whole movie. You've seen all of the major scenes. You've seen all of the major locations. This is the movie is in this trailer. Nearly in full, dude. Nearly in full. Because this movie, when you watch the movie in the context of the film, the shots themselves linger for such a long time for TikTok content, but for TikTok, the fact that you're just scrolling on your phone, you're not really watching. So they need to linger on the scenes long enough for you to look up, see the new scene, and then look back at your phone, right? So they have to hold the shots for a long time. That's it. This is the second screen movie of all second screen movies.
Yes. So
the premise is, and like, this is actually the sequence of the movie. Like, the trailer is laid out, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. So the Mandalorian is hunting the Empire. He's hunting down Imperials. That's his mission. He's bounty hunting, but he's not bounty hunting for any cartel. He's bounty hunting for the New Republic. And Sigourney Weaver is his quest giver. Okay, she's like the NPC in a video game, reading dialogue. Also, her acting is that bad. Like, World of Warcraft quest givers from 20 years ago are better than Sigourney Weaver's performance here.
She's phoning it in. She's 100% phoning it in. I pulling out my notes. I literally wrote down Sigourney is phoning it in. This entire movie.
I would actually, I want to raise the stakes on that a little bit. I got the vibe that I said, and I said earlier how I feel like they were pointing down the bow of the lens and they have contempt for the audience. I didn't pick that feeling up. I didn't get that gut feeling until I saw Sigourney Weaver's performance. And then I started listening to how Pedro Pascal is speaking and how he is monotone. This is his worst voiceover performance for this character.
Yeah.
Then I remembered seeing them on the red carpet and all of the marketing that those two have been doing for this film. Guys, they're barely in the movie. Pedro Pascal did this movie in an afternoon a couple of years ago, and now he's in all of these press interviews and press tours. He's not in the film. He's not interested in being here. We've heard from inside sources how much he dislikes doing this Mandalorian thing. He hates being in the armor. Sigourney Weaver, it's as it, they call her the queen of sci-fi. She has nothing but contempt for fans, not so much in what she says, but in her actions. Okay, in what she does. She's done. She thinks you're stupid for buying this stuff. You're just a stupid fan. And you're going to keep buying it, and I'm going to keep getting paid because I'm Sigourney Weaver. I'm the queen of sci-fi. And now I'm in Aliens. I'm in Marvel, the Defenders. And we know Sigourney Weaver can act. But in this,
yes,
she is just laughing at your face. Laughing in your face, taking it all the way to the bank. This is one of she's probably going to be up for a Razzie this year. And if she's not, it's because it's rigged. Because this is the worst performance you'll see all year long from Sigourney Weaver. The way that she delivers her lines are so bad. What were you going to say, Tom?
Guys, you want to see her performance? Ready? Here it is. It's nothing. It is nothing. It is empty. There's no. Here it is. There you go. It's nothing. That is her performance. It is. Okay. I will say it is not as bad as I'm just reading the script and I'm saying my lines, but it is like, yeah, well, Mando, you mess things up. You keep on messing things up. We need these guys alive, and you keep on killing them. I'm annoyed. This is the extent that I'm going to show off that I'm annoyed. Is my little bit judgier tone, but not even really.
Okay. Let's set up what the plot is then. Sigourney Weaver is the quest giver. She says, Mando, we are trying to work with the Hutts to track down this Imperial bad guy. So you need to do a fetch quest for the Hutts so that they will give us information so that we can hunt down this Imperial bad guy. That it is a fetch quest for more quest than for it is a multi-step fetch quest from a video game. If you've played an MMO, you've done this before. The only thing that would have made this more on the nose as a video game quest line is if he had to pick up a couple berries or kill a couple of pigs on the way. That's the only thing missing, was to collect 12 berries on his way to pick up Rod of the Hutt.
He needed to collect some boar hides. Yeah.
He needs the boar hides. He needs the candle wax. He's got to go kill some kobolds, right? In the mines. That's it, dude. So then, so that's what happens. That is the first, I'd say 2 episodes, is Mando go, and then so it's actually stupider, dude. So it's Mando, go see the Hutts so that they can give you the location of their Hutt nephew who you need to go and pick up and bring back to them. So then Mando goes to the Hutts and they basically say, like, okay, here is the planet of where our nephew is for you to go pick him up. Okay, well then Mando gets back in his ship and then goes to that planet and okay, hey, Rod of the Hutt. Let's talk about Rod of the Hutt. Jeremy Allen White, Rod of the Hutt is, what did I say, Rhoda?
No. I'm just thinking about Rod of the Hutt right now. It's gosh golly.
This is the ultimate and then.
Yes, movie. It is an and then movie.
And then, yeah, 100,000%. This is then the movie. Rod of the Hutt is played by Jeremy Allen White, who you may know from The Bear. Or Shameless. I haven't seen Shameless. I have watched The Bear. I really like The Bear. I really like the first 2 seasons. The first 2 seasons of The Bear are really good television. It's a really good show. I would not watch it. It's not week-to-week television. It's just long-form TV. And it's binge content. It's really well done binge content, and I like it. And Jeremy Allen White can act. He's the voiceover for this, what you're seeing here, this Hutt slug, who this is the son of Jabba the Hutt, who you may have seen in the Clone Wars show. And then, and then, he doesn't sound like a Hutt. So back here, like back with the Hutt planet, like these guys sound, oh, you wanna like they sound like Hutts.
Mandalorian steel, yeah.
And then we get to this guy. He's like, "Sup, dude?
Hey, what's up?
Good, bro? What's up, brother? How we doing? I'm a gladiator.
Actually,
I don't like my dad. I'm a gladiator because they cheer for me out there, and I don't really want to be a Hutt. I don't want to be like my dad. My dad was like people were afraid of my dad, and like I just want to earn people's respect and cheers.
They cheer for me here. They were scared of me. They hated me when I first came into the ring, but now they cheer for me. So he's been working as a gladiator. He's yoked, he's jacked, but basically this is his final fight. After this, his debt. We don't know what his debt is, but apparently he's paying off a debt, and this is his last Hutt. This is his last gladiator fight coming in. Because then after that, he'll be a free man. He could do whatever he wants. And so he doesn't want to go back to see his aunt and uncle because technically he's the heir to Jabba's throne. So with him alive, they don't have proper claim to Jabba's throne, which also, I don't want to be too tangential. Technically, they gave up Jabba's throne. That was the whole point of the Book of Boba Fett. You gave up Jabba's palace to Boba Fett because the Pikes were going to take over. So you gave up your power up to Boba Fett to basically take the fall for the Pikes, and then the Pikes would have just taken it over.
Yeah, so they sacrificed the throne, like the actual the stronghold, the Jabba the Hutt stronghold, the twins sacrificed as a sacrifice play, and then they just retreated to Hutta to run everything. Well, we'll get to Hutta, Tom. We'll talk Hutta.
Oh, no, I know. I just wanted to make this point. I just wanted to bring this point up to begin with because, like, already from the get-go, technically the twins have already, the twins are already in a position of power where they're in control of the gang. I can understand, it goes to the thing of it's like, oh, well, he could theoretically come back and now claim stake for it. But also, you gave up Jabba's palace.
Tom, do we have any clip that would represent breaking news?
We have to the news.
Just play to the news and keep us here. Breaking news. So this is coming in. Deadline is reporting right now. Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm reading this from my phone. This was just sent to me.
Okay.
Mandalorian and Grogu posted $12 million in Thursday night previews. $12 million domestic at the domestic box office for what is now looking like a $90 million 4-day opening.
Oh, no.
We are now under $100 million domestic. This movie is toast. Star Wars is done.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's just going to
breaking news, man.
Dude, that's just going to make the next segment we have that much more funnier. Holy crap. Oh, wow.
Guys.
Because wasn't the metric, didn't Solo make 120?
Yes.
So it is pre-inflation sub. Not even accounting for inflation. It is sub Solo.
Oh no, it is the worst. Yeah, it is. It is absolutely dog poo. Dog poo. Not good.
Wow.
Not good. So I wanted to cue that up. This movie is entirely bombing. We love to see it. Let's get back to the plot here.
Back to the plot. So Rod is like, yeah, this is my last fight, and then I'm free to go after it. But the main guy who does these fights is was it Janu? Is it Janu? Janu.
Yeah.
So you could talk to Janu about it. So then the Mando goes, he talks to Martin Scorsese to try and figure out where Janu is. He goes and
right,
he basically
hang on. Let me take over here.
Yeah, okay.
There is a cameo in this movie. This is the glup shitto of the movie. I'm trying to see where he is. There he is. This is Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese is in the film. He's a little glup shitto here who gives more exposition to Mando. That's it. He's in this scene. This is not him mocapping. He's just a voiceover. It's just so they got to say, Martin Scorsese's in our movie. And that is all it is. Then back to the plot. Now, Rod of the Hutt is a gladiator. He's at the end of his contract. He's got one more fight. And Mando is saying, dude, I'm going to, come with me. You don't need to be a gladiator anymore. My mission is to take you back to your family. He's like, no, they'll kill me if I go back. I don't want to do that. I just want to be a gladiator because people like me here. So the Mando goes to the handler of the gladiator ring. We need to talk about this specifically.
Oh, it's so bad.
Mando says to the gladiator guy, Janu, he says, hey, I want to buy out Rod of the Hutt. I don't want him to, I need to take him. I'm a bounty hunter, you see, and I'm bounty hunting and I'm taking him with me. My mission is to come and pick him up. And Janu says, no, why would I let you take our most prized fighter? I'm killing him in the next round. You should bet on him. You should bet on the death of the Hutt because you're going to make it big. Also, you should enter the fight yourself. You're a Mandalorian. We can make lots of money together. We could make lots of money together. Ha ha ha. I'm still killing the Hutt. I'm not letting him go. I'm going to kill the Hutt and make lots of money. And you should enter the fight. The conversation, that's how it goes. That's literally how stale it feels. But let's just talk about the logic, because you might have remembered I threw my hands up at this point in the theater. There was a couple times when I threw my hands up. I can't believe what was just said, man. I can't believe what was just said. Here's the gladiator guy confessing to fixing the fights and says, I'm going to kill Rod of the Hutt. On one hand, I'm fixing the fight to kill Rod of the Hutt. The next sentence, you should enter the gladiator pits, Mando. We can make lots of money together. I'm speechless. I'm fixing the fight. I'm going to kill the Hutt who's making me all this money. You should enter the fight. We can make lots of money together. What in the actual hell is this writing? What is this dialogue, dude?
They do a poor job at they're trying to make this guy seem eccentric, like he's a big collector. They do a poor job of it, but it's the whole thing is that it's I have many prized collections. You'd be wonderful in my collection, Mando. You'd be wonderful in the pits. Oh, the mighty Mandalorians, violent, just dialogue, just like verbal vomit dialogue.
So
garbage.
That takes us back. So then, whoa, buddy. He's speechless. He's dumbfounded. Whoa, buddy.
He's lost the will to live. He's speechless.
Lost the will to live. That's what we need. Somebody needs to make a Kino Casino, but like Star Wars, and you do it around like Padme's death. And it's just like, she's lost the will to live. She's sad. I feel like that would be funny.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, no.
So hang on, because Janet, the conversation ends, and Mando's just like, no, I'm not going to do that. So Mando goes back to Rod of the Hutt. Who's in a cage. Rod of the Hutt lives in a cage willingly as part of a would-be contract with this Janu figure, which again, why would Mando willingly want to live in a gladiator pit cage? I don't, that's a rhetorical question. This is stupid. This is Filoni writing. Hey, Rada, they're going to kill you. I'm going to help you get out of here. You can come with me. I can get you out of here. No, My dad is a bad guy. I'm not proud of my dad and the legacy left with him. I'm gonna fight in the pits because the people cheer for me here. Son of a bitch. It's the same dialogue. We just had this conversation. He restates the same thing, like word for word. Jabba the Hutt made people live in fear. I'm gonna make people cheer for me. People are gonna cheer for me. Oh my gosh, man. It's the same dialogue.
It's actually like a copy and paste. The exact same thing he said. And when you understand that this movie is not a movie, it is a smashed together bunch of episodes. The reason why he repeats the exact same dialogue is because the episode would have ended after he saw Janu, and now this would have been the next episode. So they need to repeat it because they think they're too stupid to remember what he said last episode.
Yeah, I've got one more fight and I'm free. And he says before, I've got one more fight and I'm free. Are you a slave here? I thought it was a contract. What was the deal? What are you getting out of this? Why are you willingly doing this?
He was paying off a debt, so it was like an indentured servitude type deal. But it still is. It's like you live in a jail cell. You're a gladiator. Like there's no. Also, he basically says like he was gonna stay in the pits anyway.
Yes, he does. He's like, I've got one more fight and I'm free. Yeah, but I'm going to stay here because the people cheer for me here. All right, let's fast forward. At this point, Mando is gassed and wakes up for this fight here. That the final fight is between Mando and who's in his full armor, by the way, which means that Mando got gassed, knocked out, and they didn't raid his pockets. They didn't take his weapons. They didn't. I mean, I think they took his guns.
They took his guns. Yeah.
They took his guns, but they left him in his Mandalorian armor, which is worth a fortune, especially with how clean, like pure Beskar he has. It's uncolored. It's like the best possible Beskar armor you can harvest. They don't take it. The bad guys don't take it. That makes no sense to me. But in this world, this story, it makes no sense anymore. Nothing makes sense.
Movie literally
nothing makes sense.
Not only does Janu comment about how rare and expensive and valuable the armor is, the Hutts talk about it's in the trailer. They make a whole deal about Mandalorian steel. It's like
we'll fetch a fortune on the black market.
He doesn't even do that. None of the Hutts in this go which makes me think Jabba was also just dumb. Jabba was just an idiot in the same way that Grogu doesn't speak because he's an idiot.
So
he's crashing out. He's confounded.
So okay. So the gas Mando, he wakes up, gladiator fight. Nothing means anything because none of these characters are going to die. We've seen this in Thor Ragnarok, which is also a dog shit film. It's the Hulk versus Thor fight. That's all it is. And at the end, Mando gets the one up on Rada the Hutt. And then he says, "I yield," because because now we see that everybody that was cheering for Rada are now saying kill him. And so now you get the close-up of Rada, which this goes nowhere. The emotional stakes of this are extremely impactful. They're extremely important. We get there is no further characterization for Rada the Hutt, who just told us twice. He just told us twice, I'm here because they cheer for me. They love me. They were afraid of my father. Well, it turns out that the cheering were lies. It was a lie. And we don't get any further discussion on that in this film. That it should have been very important to his characterization because he's been running from his father's legacy. We get nothing of that. We just get a close-up on his face where he goes, huh? Huh? Who?
So
that's it.
So then they go, all right, well, now you're both gonna die, and then they open it up and out from the doors is all of the chess pieces from the Star Wars chessboard in A New Hope, and they have to fight them.
Yeah. So it's all of the monsters from Chewbacca's chess match. These guys, all the monsters from the Chewbacca's chessboard come out and have the most meaningless, long-winded, empty John Wick fight. It is devoid of any kind of emotional reaction at all. I actually hated it. It's my least favorite part of the movie.
I think you need to be shamed for even saying John Wick in that sentence.
They were trying for the John Wick.
This entire action sequence is weightless. There's no weight behind anything. None of the creatures die. Most of them are the Mando Din Djarin throws like a blade into one of its heads. It's completely fine, not an issue. Completely keeps going. They all not only do they don't fight each other. They all escape together in the end. There's no fighting between the animals. With a giant gladiator pit where you release a bunch of animals into it, usually they'd go after each other too. They wouldn't just go after. No, none of that. They all. It's so bad. It's bad. It's so bad.
So it's a terrible fight. And they're really trying to make you. But we know no one's going to die here. And then the monsters don't die, and they're unleashed on the whole city. And that's how it ends. Escape. Everything that happens here is 15 minutes of chasing after Rod of the Hutt because he tries to run away. It means nothing. Nothing. Okay. The Mando catches him. Then they get back on their ship and they go, hey, dude, we're going to take you to the Hutta. Now is a good time, Tom, for us to introduce the fact that Zeb from Star Wars Rebels is in this movie, okay? Because he's the one piloting Mando's ship. The two of them team up, although they really barely talk to each other. They barely interact. I'm going to see if I could switch the trailer here because I know he's in the trailer and I want to get footage of him because it'll better explain this. Guys, the CGI on Zeb is so dog poo bad that it's as if he's not truly in the movie. Zeb speaks. No one, including people that aren't Mats, like you see normal people with normal faces, Zeb speaks. No one ever reacts. It's as if they inserted him into the movie last week before it went gold and they shipped it around the world.
So Zeb is a glubshido in this. They do not introduce him. They say his name, but they do not introduce him. They don't say who this is. They don't say anything about it. It is predicated on you already knowing who Zeb is for you to understand this character. They don't do any of that. So people who don't watch Star Wars really are going to see this and go, who is this?
Who is this lemur guy? Who is Mr. Lemur?
Why does he look so gross? Ew.
I think I got it.
I got a
shot.
In A New Hope, when Han, you get introduced to Han Solo and Chewbacca, there's an understanding of it's like, oh well, he's his co-pilot, and now you're introduced to Chewie. There is no introduction for. It looks gross.
It looks it's a little fuzzy, but this is yeah.
So
Sigourney Weaver in the cockpit.
He's there as a glubshido of just he wants you to be. Filoni was hoping that you were gonna sit in your seat and you were gonna see Zeb go, it's from Rebels. Oh, that is what they were anticipating. That is who this character is in this movie and relative to the story. He flies around the ship. That's what he does. That is the extent to his usefulness in the plot. Is he flies around the new. Also, he got the Razor Crest back because we need the Razor Crest back. I forgot about that. Yeah. The New Republic basically just gives him a stock Razor Crest because they picked it off of one of the Imperial remnants who had a collection of
and it's in the trailer.
old things. It's in the trailer. It's not.
Yeah.
But the explanation is literally just like, well, we gave it to you.
Yeah, the explanation is, hey, you remember your ship, the Razor Crest, which sold lots of toys, and then we stupidly exploded the ship in season 2, and all the toy sales dried up? Here, have one back. Here's a new stock Razor Crest. Please buy the toys again. Please
It's got
buy the
yellow
Razor
on
Crest
it.
toys. It's
different.
Yeah.
It's got yellow on it.
We gave it a little yellow design in it this time. A little yellow metal. So anyway, yes. So Zeb is the pilot here. Zeb is extraordinarily poorly CGI'd. It's as if there isn't a mocap person there. It's as if they genuinely inserted this CGI character in post-production. The dialogue was never read on set. He is so out of place, and it feels weird because he's saying things and he's being like, yeah, don't miss him over there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a bad guy over there. Yeah, don't get cocky, kid. You know, that kind of dialogue, that kind of banter. Crickets. There's no reaction from the characters to make him feel like he's part of the world. There's like maybe one time where Zeb will like grab one of the guys and like pull him back. And at that point, there's like a facial reaction. But most of the shots, there's nothing. It is uncanny. It is unbelievable. So Zeb picks him up. So we're still at the end of like episode 2 here. So Zeb picks them up. They end up, all right. So now they're flying back. All right, hey, we're taking you to Hutter. We're taking you to your aunt and uncle. And Rada says, no, please, they'll kill me. And then Mando says, well, wait a second. If we need to bring you back, because if we bring you back, the Hutts, your aunt and uncle are going to give us coordinates on an Imperial bad guy that we're hunting. His name is Doug. We're looking for Doug. And Rada goes, wait a second, Doug? Doug is Janu from the Gladiator Pits. I know Doug because I've been to Doug's house when I'm not in a cage. He takes me. We have dinner parties at Doug's house when I don't live in the Gladiator cage. And I was there and I saw some stormtroopers. So the Mando goes, am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's the equivalent.
It's not. His name isn't Doug, but it's.
But that's it. We're looking for Doug.
No, I'm laughing because it really is. This only works as like it. This is where you very clearly see, yes, Doug Dimmadome of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. No, this is very clearly where you can see the lines of, oh, this was a TV episode, because no movie worth its weight would introduce a character to then leave, to then go, actually, that was the character you were looking for. We need to go back.
Yeah, it's something that would happen only in television, because you have the break in between episodes for like, oh, well, next week we're going to go and track down Doug. Like, now we know who Doug is. We're going to go get Doug next episode. So that's what they do. And they take Rada with them and they go and capture Doug.
It's
super easy, barely an inconvenience. We grab Doug, kill a bunch of stormtroopers. In previous Star Wars, there have been discussions by people of the internet that stormtroopers miss. And this movie is the worst offender of stormtroopers that can't hit anything. Every single character on screen has perpetual, forever, and always plot armor. You never, ever, 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 ever feel like any of your characters are ever in danger. And let's break them down, right? Let's break them down let's go catch Doug. Okay, so Mando's not going to die. He's wearing impenetrable plot armor. Grogu's not going to die. He's you sell the merch with Grogu. At this point in the movie, which is the middle of the movie, we know that Rada's not going to die because there's still unresolved plot with the Hutts that involve him. And also at this point, it feels like they're setting up some kind of a King Arthur, taking the throne with Rada. So it's like, all right, it's with Rada the Hutt, we're very much unresolved. So there's no way that he's going to die here. And then who's the only other character, Tom, that's in this fight? Zeb. And we know Zeb is not going to die because Dave Filoni's already been on the record to say, and get this, because I don't think you know this, Tom. Dave Filoni's on the record saying the only reason that Zeb is in this movie is because they used this movie to fund the creation of the CGI assets for him so that they can put him in more movies. They can put him in more content.
Which, if you were really curious about like how important he was to the plot, that explains it.
Yes.
That you want to know why he feels really weirdly shoehorned in? It's because this genuinely is the equivalent of like having your. This is Dave Filoni asking his parents to go to Toys R Us to get a new action figure to play with next time. That is actually what his relevancy is to this. It is so he's here. It is here for him to play with next time. That is Zeb in this show. Movie. Show.
It's a show movie.
It's bad. It's bad. So
it's
then they fly back to the base where no one is doing anything here. It's a bunch of X-Wing pilots. Nobody's doing anything. They're playing like knockoff pool in the background, and he delivers it to Sigourney Weaver, and Sigourney is like, hey, you were supposed to deliver Rada to the Hutts. You're breaking your contract with them. That's
they're going to be really mad at you.
They're going to be upset about that. And Mando is just like, I don't care. Also, I don't think did we fully explain how the premise for why Mando is doing this is because the New Republic was trying to make a relationship with the Hutts. Did we go into that?
No. But now's a good time to. So Sigourney Weaver's upset because, well, the New Republic is trying to establish relationships with the Hutts, and now Mando didn't fulfill the job with the Hutts, so they're not going to want to work with the New Republic because they got Rhoda. You didn't bring Rhoda to the Hutts. And he says, oh, no, well, if we bring Rhoda to the Hutts, they'll kill him. And she goes, well, that's not my problem. We're trying to make relationships with the Hutts so they'll give us information. Okay. Time out. Sigourney Weaver's character is a general of the New Republic. The New Republic is birthed from the rebellion. The rebellion is extremely well aware, canonically speaking, that the Hutts are not to be trusted. In fact, not just the rebellion knew, the New Republic knows. In fact, the Rebels show knew, don't trust the Hutts. In fact, the Clone Wars, don't trust the Hutts. The Hutts are an extremely dangerous criminal syndicate that cannot be trusted. This is pretty big. Like, this is pretty well known throughout all Star Wars.
Remember Return of the Jedi? Remember how Leia was literally a slave to Jabba? Yeah, we're trying to make relations with the Hutts. Yeah, we're trying to with the criminal Hutt empire. The people that froze, captured Han and almost killed Leia and Luke and almost everybody. So there's you're not gonna there. So already it makes no sense to me. Why would you want to align yourselves with this criminal syndicate, especially when and now because of Disney canon, with the help of Disney canon, we now know, and even Star Wars Outlaws, the crime syndicates are extremely strong. The crime syndicates of Star Wars at this point and all throughout the Disney canon now are very powerful and constantly vying for power here. Okay. So they're going to play the game. They're all playing the game. The Hutts are not to be trusted. All right. So now back to the plot here. So now I'm glad we've established that because it's good. That is Tom. I think that is our Chekhov's gun for the ending that we need to discuss, which I am looking forward to discussing because no one else. I've been on multiple streams and we've not been able to have a discussion about the ramifications of the ending of this stupid movie. I need to say really quickly with it's an Outlaws. They allude to it in this. They talk about in the original trilogy, you had the sensation that the Hutts were powerful because that was Han's obligation. He had a debt to Jabba, and they was trying to evade it. Where Boba Fett comes in. It's where all of these plot like thread lines come in. Outlaws, this Book of Boba Fett, just keep on. They say they don't actually do any good job at showing how powerful these criminal organizations actually are. They just say they are, and it's so infuriating because they don't do anything. Or if somebody shows up to try and fight them, they're almost always defeated. Like in the Book of Boba Fett, where it's like, oh, the Pikes are coming and the Pikes are really dangerous. They have no problem defeating the Pikes at all. Like at all. Barely an inconvenience. But they continue to tell you. They just, it's another example of just like show don't tell. In this movie, the Hutts are, you don't want to mess with the Hutts. In the beginning, when Mandalorian takes the job, he says, oh, I tried my best not to tangle with Jabba. I really tried because the Hutts are a problem. They're dirty. So now the new Republic, we're trying to make relations with them because, they have information about the Imperials and we're trying to stop the Imperials. So Sigourney Weaver is like, well, you missed out on a big bounty from them. You missed out by not turning in Rada, whatever. Hands the stupid card back. And then it's like, all right, what's next? And then Mandalorian goes, I'm tired. I'm going to go home.
Yes.
I'm not joking. He goes, I think I need to take a break. So flies in his Razor Crest back home.
But there's been no setup for him wanting to take a break. There is no reason. The only reason he wants to take a nap is because they want to take us back to his town or back to Navarro so that we could see his home, so that we could see the starfighter, like his Naboo starfighter is still there, so that we could get introduced to the Babu Fricks. That is the only reason we're going back. That is the only reason we go back to Navarro, is so that we can get the Babu Fricks from Navarro into the movie, Tom. That's it. Because we can continue it right here. Maybe like if he could have been taking a nap here on this planet here, and Embo could show up, right? Which, by the way, that's where we're going in that territory now. But let's go ahead. Play the Star Wars theme. And we're back in episode 3.
Yeah.
We're back in episode 3. And
did you notice that the Babu Freaks ship is the Jetson sound?
I didn't notice that.
Did you notice? It's the Jetson spaceship noise, and that pissed me off.
Is it really?
It's the when they pull up to the Mandalorian's house, it's the Jetson sound.
So let's here we go, guys. Top of episode 3. Welcome to episode 3 of The Mandalorian and Grogu. Here we are in the background here. This is Mando's house. Him and the Babus and Grogu, they're there. They were going to do work on the ship, and we get a little hangout here for 15-ish minutes. What feels like 15 minutes.
He brings Rada to call a gunship to send him off to wherever he wants to go.
Oh yeah,
that's important because
that's important.
And Rada, that fat bastard, went in and stole his cookies, and because that's also an important part in this is that there's cookies because we have to have food too. And so he, Rada ends up being like, "Thank you, Mando. I'll never forget you." And then the gunship takes him off. The gunship takes him off, and then Mando calls in the Babu Freaks to work on the ship, also implying that there is the implication that Mando has worked with them before, and that's why he called them in instead of like bringing it. Because the Kuil died in season 1, so you couldn't have him work on it or anything like that. No, so he died in season 1. And so then they're working on it, but then it starts to rain, and it's like, something's off. He there's a sensation of something off, and then Dave Filoni here, Embo, because Embo is played by Dave Filoni in the Clone Wars, shows up to capture Mandalorian, and his dog is with him, and his dog takes one of the babus, and
that's right.
And he just throws like a stun grenade on the ground that grabs him. And
well, yeah, look, let's keep this going. So he kills. They go Embo here, who Embo is from the Clone Wars. They capture Mando. They capture one of the babus. Cut us over. We are back on Hutta. Mando is captured. They take his helmet off. Pedro Pascal, I didn't know you were in this movie. I thought it was just your disembodied voice. I didn't know you were in this. This is the money shot here. It's in the trailer. The footage that you see here, like this is it. This is Pedro Pascal. The most he does in this film is this scene, and then a second scene in the water, which was also in the trailer. That is it. The Hutts now have Rod of the Hutt has also been captured. Those runners that Mando called in, turns out they defected. They weren't trustworthy. They give Rod of the Hutt to the Hutts. The Hutts have him rigged to this electric machine that's basically keeping him in a why they didn't just kill him, I don't understand.
Yeah, they put him in a stasis chair just to be like, yep.
But they literally say, Hutts live long lives. He's going to live out a long life in that chair as we keep him comatose for his entire life, constantly being shocked. That's like the implication. The implication is
we're
that, like,
evil.
I was like, is this an LMD situation from Marvel Comics, like where they hook you into the machine and you go into like the virtual reality? Is Rod in a perpetual dream state? Again, something that we should discuss, but they don't. It's just like they've put him in a coma machine instead of just killing him, which means he's still alive. And is the problem. And they're like, yeah, okay, we want to be we want to be the leaders of the Hutt cartel. Rada is the true heir, so we need to neutralize him. So we're going to put him in this coma machine because plot demands we need him for a final fight in a couple of minutes. Hang on, we still have 2 more episodes to get through. Okay, this is the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which is just 5 disembodied episodes smushed together. So they take off Mando's helmet. They take his helmet. And they say, Beskar steel. It's in the trailer. This would get us a fortune on the black market. Okay. Then Mando says, well, yeah, I'm going to kill all you guys. You've all seen my faces, so everybody that sees my face needs to die. Every living person that sees my face needs to die. Otherwise, I need to go back to Mandalore and take a bath with the Mythosaur. And I don't really feel like going back to the Mythosaur because we don't have the budget to make the Mythosaur actually appear on screen, okay? We have hundreds of millions of dollars from Disney, but for the love of God, don't make us have to animate the Mythosaur. We're not going to get it right, okay? We don't have the cojones to animate the Mythosaur, Tom.
I don't even think it's that. I think they forgot they even showed it in season 3. I really do think they forgot about it.
Oh, no.
I think they forgot that they showed it.
I disagree with you. I think they know they showed it, and they are petrified. They are terrified. They're shaking in their boots to ever have to show it again. They don't want to show it again.
So then the Hutts, he's like, well, not if I kill you, and he tries to grapple onto one of them, and they pull the door because every Hutt, a staple of a Hutt household is having a trap door that leads to a giant monster under it. And then the Mando has a fight scene where he's fighting him, and then the big white snake that's in the trailer shows up and tries to eat him, and he does get bit. He actually gets bit. He gets bit in his little side. Not a mortal wound, but it turns out it's poisonous. It's poisonous. While this is going on, Grogu had a little montage where he suited up. And he got his little paintball gun on his arm, and he's got his little he's got his chest plate, and then I forgot about the Lycabantha. Oh my gosh!
This is why we're never going to see the Mythosaur. Okay, because then we would have to get animated a Rancor, Boba Fett riding a Rancor, riding the Mythosaur, and it's never going to happen. We don't have the money for it, Tom. We may have the imagination, but we don't have the technology.
The Polynesian spa.
The Polynesian spa.
So Grogu gets all right. So he's like, hey, he basically tells the Babu freaks without saying anything because Grogu doesn't speak. Grok is mute. He's like, hey, we got to go save Mando. So the Babu freaks can speak English. It's gibberish, but they do speak English.
Good baby, bad baby.
They go and get on the Babu Freak's tiny little ship, the small ship, to go save Mando and the other little Babu Freak. At no point in time do they think, well, hey, we're a bunch of small little guys. We should probably call this in to get a bigger person or a bigger ship to actually get the Mandalorian out. They don't think about that. So, but together, the little Babu Freaks and Grogu infiltrate the Hutt's home base through the pipes, and Grogu ends up getting to the little vent that is where the fight is happening between the Dragon Snake and the Mandalorian, and he places a little bomb on the grate, and he pulls back, and it explodes, and it makes an opening, and the Mandalorian escapes into the sewer system and then into the forest. The Babus then say goodbye, and then are like, why aren't you coming with us? And it's because the Mandalorian is not big enough to... The ship is like this big.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to pull up a picture here because I want to show, like, it makes zero... Okay, so the Babus are supposed to be intelligent... Like, they are. They're an intelligent engineer species. They fly a what looks like a Hot Wheels truck, like the equivalent of a little bit larger. You know how toddlers have like the Fisher-Price little cars that they drive around, like the little, you get the little go-karts for little kids. That's what their ship is. That's their ship. It's a little kids like ship that they would sit on and ride around on. Why they fly to Hutta, which is extremely dangerous. They fly to Hutta on a rescue mission, knowing they're not going to be able to fit Mando in the ship, which then, you know what that means, Tom? The Babus went on this rescue mission not to rescue Mando, to rescue the other Babu.
Yeah, that was their main prerogative.
That's the only reason. So they fly over, and okay, so really quickly, because it's worth pointing out. Maybe there's maybe it's in the trailer or something. Maybe not. I don't remember. But like the Dragon Snake, I just want to show and talk about this fight because again, right here. So yes, we see the Dragon Snake, which is this is a creature from Clone Wars. It's in this movie. This is the not Rancor. So man, there you go. Here's Pedro Pascal, drops into the not Rancor pit. He's got to fight off and not get killed by the Dragon Snake. Like Tom said, Dragon Snake nips him. And okay, turns out the teeth are poisonous. So now Mando is poisoned. He's going to die. But this is barely, as you're sitting in the theater, you will feel nothing for this. Nothing, because Mando's not going to die. So why should you care? There's no conflict. There's no real threat. And as Tom said, then Grogu, there's a vent over here. They blow up. Mando escapes. Cut us back to, okay, now we're back with, now the Babus.
Freaks. Little
they're
freaks.
They're running away. Everybody's running. Get away from the stronghold. Get into the forest. Okay, the Babus all get in their ship, and then they say, "Come back for help. Come back for help. We're gonna come back with help." Is what they're saying. So they leave. What? Go ahead. What were we gonna say, Tom?
Why didn't they bring help to begin with? That if they had the capacity, if they had the capacity to get people from the get-go, why didn't you? If this was a rescue mission from the beginning, why would you have not told anyone from the get-go? Also, they use this shot as a cutback point in the rest of the show to be like, whoa, yay! I hated it.
Tom,
I hated it.
Tom, the reason that they don't go get help is because we needed Grogu to be on this planet alone for the
Oh my
Grogu
gosh,
episode.
you're so right. Oh my gosh, how could I not?
We needed contrived storytelling because we needed Grogu and Mando alone on Hutta so that the Babus can go and get Sigourney Weaver for the final act war crime scene. Okay, we can't Thomas. We cannot commit war crimes unless the Babus do plot convenience. We need plot convenience. That's right.
We can't commit war crimes. We cannot commit war crimes if we do not have the shot of the Babus going, hey! Yeah, that's what we. Yeah, that's what we need. So Mando is poisoned, and he's like, I'm not doing too good, kid. And then he falls asleep for 3 days, and Grogu builds a dirt shack. He builds a poop hut around him. He builds a Yoda poop hut around him out of dirt, and he meditates, and it is 10 to 20 minutes of Grogu doing things for you to go, aw, he's such a cute little puppet. Aw, he steals a fish. He's running around.
I think this is episode 5 at this point, right? This is episode 5. Mando is down. He's poisoned. Cut to credits, come back. This is the Grogu episode. Grogu runs around on his own, trying to, he force heals Mando a little bit, but it's not enough because of the poison. So then Grogu, we see him, like Tom was saying, he's doing cutesy stuff that all the women and the respectfully homosexuals are clapping in the theater, going, he's doing cute stuff. That's what this is for. Nothing derogatory about it. It is specifically made for women and homosexuals to be clapping and having a good time. And I hope they had a great time. I hope they did, because you paid for this crappy movie. I hope you got to enjoy it. I hope you get something from it, because we didn't. Moving right along here, that brings Grogu face to face. So Grogu's looking around. Let me see if I could find it here, because he's in one of the trailers. That Grogu is out on his own. Come on, I know it's in the trailer. It is in all the trailers where the guy says, "Are you scared?
You scared? What are you doing here,
kid?
Are you scared?
What do you mean? You're looking for an antidote to a very specific poison?
No. That doesn't happen. What happens? Grogu can't speak still. He's deaf. I don't know. Maybe he's deaf or something. Grogu doesn't say anything, but someone's coming. Embo is here, and he talks to the lizard man, and the dog's coming trying to find Grogu, and he sniffs around. Oh, is he gonna get caught? And it's like, hey, get away from my fish, you mutt. Embo leaves, and then the guy says, well, sounds like it sounds like you have a partner, and it sounds like he's really roughed up. Let me make you this medicine to give to him. So basically,
no, keep going, Tom.
Embo told this guy, hey, we're looking for 2 people. One of them was poisoned by a dragon snake. You should be on the lookout for them. That's basically their dialogue. So Embo,
off screen,
tells him, well, it's on, you don't hear the dialogue, but Embo basically tells him, these are the people we're looking for. He has been poisoned by this thing. Please be on the lookout for them. So that this guy could go, well, let me just make this medicine here and you can give it to your buddy, but just be aware, he may not wake up. Theoretically.
Why? This is Lizard Man. He's in the trailer. I can't find the point in the trailer. This is Lizard Man, who, if the guy could be playing the banjo, if he could be playing the banjo in the swamps, he would be. Who just so happens, Lizard Man, who Grogu meets, and he goes, "Oh, well, you scared? You should be. What's that? Your buddy was poisoned? The huts are dangerous. This place is dangerous, mind you. we are legitimately, because they don't show us the distance. They don't really give it. They do a terrible job of demonstrating the distance between the Hutt capital and where we are in the forest. The equivalency is like in your mind, you think they are 5 steps away from like we are on the edge of the compound. It should be very easy to find this guy. And this guy goes pretty much, oh, your buddy got poisoned by the dragon snake. Here, I have the exact antidote for it right here. Here, take it. Give this to your buddy, but he still may not wake up.
Here, I'm gonna smush together some berries and garbage here, and you're gonna feed this to your Mando buddy. But beware, he may not wake up. So then Grogu, little the dumb little stupid puppet legs that look so dumb. He shifts back. He scuffles back to it, and he gives Mando the antidote, and then he falls asleep, and then he wakes up, and the Mando's not here anymore. What happened? And Mando is just standing outside, and instead of, and there's no like, thank you, I appreciate you, you're my son. He just goes, the old protect the young, so the young can protect the old. He says the line from the trailer that's really stupid. And in the context of the movie, it's actually worse than in the trailer. He just says it. He actually just said, like you walking up to a video game character and pressing like X, and it just says like a random splurg of dialogue. That is the context behind the old protect the young, and then the young protect the old. That is the context of it. And then Mando says like, all right, buddy, well, we have 2 options. We can run and the Hutts will still hunt after us, or we can fight. Should we run? And then Grogu shakes his head no. It's like, so we should fight? And then he shakes his head yes. And then he finds the ship that crashed with the ship that had Rada. They find, and of course it's stacked with armory and weaponry. And I don't know if you noticed this. Or this ticked you off. It pissed me off. In season 1 of The Mandalorian has his rifle. And it's kind of made out to be that this is like his rifle. It's like a special Mandalorian armor, weaponry. Oh, yeah. It's a disintegration rifle. Disintegration in Star Wars is heavily frowned upon. Like, yes. Where it's like no, not actively something that Darth Vader has to say, do not use it as you wish. There's 5 of them. There's 5 of them just on this ship. Here, this cool item that like kind of was made to seem like was exclusive, was special to the Mandalorian. They made the whole big deal about how weaponry is the religion of the Mandalorians. There's like 6 of them here. He didn't find his gun. They were just here, just so he could have his weapon. And he finds some guns, and he finds some knives, and he finds some bombs, and they end up turning the ship on to. They fly it straight into the building. He should have been dead.
Yeah.
So his siege on the Hutt's home, the Hutt's palace, is he takes this ship that's barely like not really flying, is getting shot from every which angle, and he crashes it. The cockpit is right in front of the ship. You can see the Mandalorian piloting it from the outside, looking up at him. And he, granted, like, it's a gunship, it's a little bit more heavy duty.
No,
sure.
Time out though. This ship, if I'm not mistaken, the implication is that this is the ship that was brought Rada here. It was shot down and crashed. So it's already been heavily damaged. The ship is heavily damaged already. It was shot out of the sky and crash landed on Hutta in the swamp. And so now Mando is able to just turn it back on, no problem, and then fly this damaged ship already. It's damaged. Fly it, getting peppered with blaster and defenses from the Capitol, and he smashes it into the top of the Capitol and crashes down into almost the throne room. The ship should have exploded. Everybody on it should be dead. The ship should not have been able to crash into the Capitol. It's as if the building itself was made out of tissue paper.
Well, the building itself is made out of like goo, or it's made out of sinew. It's made out of like this organic strand, because that's part of it is he's able to destroy the building by shooting disintegration rifle rounds at it, and it like, you know, stretches backwards. It's so he crashes and should have died, and then now the Hutts have a army of repurposed, salvaged B1, B2 battle droids from the Clone Wars. Basically, they have a army of droids as their bodyguard, their personal guards, and they're shooting at Mando. He's walking through it. He's barely taking time to take cover. He's just wiping out all of them. No issue with it. Like he's barely breaking a sweat until he gets up to the big salvaged junk droids that were like made to protect the door. There's a fight scene between them. Excuse me. There's a fight scene between them. Grogu pilots one of, like, he jumps in and starts ripping out wires of one of them. And then they break through, and he's there for the Hutts. You know, he's there to kill the Hutts, and they're like, whoa, no, hey, whoa, hey, we could talk about this. Embo is still there, so then it's a fight scene. It turns into a fight scene between Embo and the Mandalorian, Grogu and Embo's dog, and then Grogu releases Rada from his stasis field. And then it's Rada versus the brother and sister. And that is the final scene. Brother Hutt and Sister Hutt. There is no stakes, no tension between Mando fighting Embo, because they did not set this character up at all. He just shows up. And unless you understand who Embo is prior to, you're just like, oh, so they just hired a guy with a hat. That is the stakes for Embo is another glup shitto. They did not set anything up for it.
There is no setup for Embo at all, in the same way that there is zero setup for Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett show. If you don't know who these characters are, this show is not going to tell you. They don't tell you who Zeb is. They don't tell you who Embo is. They don't tell you who Cad Bane is. They don't even do a good job of establishing who these Hutts are. The only person that they do any kind of characterization with is Rada the Hutt, and all they do is say that this is Jabba's son. So if you don't know who Jabba is, and you should, it's Star Wars, like you've seen Return of the Jedi, like, yeah, you don't know. You don't know. Okay, so fight. Embo, they do this, the fight in the throne room. Rada's fighting the twins. Mando and Embo are fighting. And then, oh no, it's too much. The floor is gonna collapse. The floor collapses. All three slugs fall in. Embo falls in. But Grogu remembered that he has the Force, and he catches Rada in the air and lifts him up, and they present him back on the throne room floor. Down in the pit, because remember, the dragon snake is down there. Dragon snake goes, and eats both of the Hutts, and we specifically get a shot of Embo escaping, which is just, he's escaped. He gets to run away.
Also, Embo, they specifically called to him, "Bounty hunter, save us," and he just leaves.
Well, no, the Hutts do. The Hutts call. Yeah,
they call to Embo to "Bounty hunter, save us."
No, they call up to Mando.
No, they call to Embo, because that's why Embo looks at them, and then he leaves through the tunnel that Grogu blew up. They call to Embo to help him, and Embo says, "Peace," and he just leaves.
I didn't realize that. I thought, because they looked up out of the tunnel, and I thought the implication was they were calling to Din Djarin.
No, I think it's specifically Embo, because they say bounty hunter. They don't say Mandalorian. They don't say Din. No one says Din Djarin in this at all. They say bounty. They say Mandalorian.
This is the problem. If you had said Embo, to your point, They should have just said, "Hey, Embo, save us," and then we would have been like, "Oh, that is Embo. I didn't recognize him if I hadn't recognized him yet." All right, so guys, we're almost done, but now we get the big point here. This is the big one. At this point, the droids are okay, the two of the Hutts are dead. The Dragon Snake is still in the pit. Essentially, Mando has won. But also, this building is full of Hutts. Like, this is a Hutt compound. And then at this point, the droids are converging on the strongholds to kill them. Like, the fight is still going on. And then, it seems like all hope is kind of lost. There's too many of them. We won't be able to escape because for the first time ever, we feel like there's a threat, and we need to feel like there's a threat so that we could give Sigourney Weaver the ability to do war crimes. That's what we need to do. Like, we need to feel like we're actually in danger for the first time ever to give Sigourney Weaver the chance to be a war criminal. And so what happens is they go, "You guys escape. There's a go that way. There's a hallway there. Rada and Grogu, run. I'm going to stand here." And then ring, 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 ring. Mando, it's me. We're coming in on your location. And then Star Wars music plays. Yay, Mandalorian theme plays. Boom, 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 boom. All of the a squadron of X-Wings comes in. And there are the Babus, you guys. The Babus are here. They went to the New Republic because they knew where the New Republic was, and they were able to convince Sigourney Weaver to get the team together and go to Hutta, and let's go to war.
And everyone's here, guys. We got Sigourney Weaver. We got Trapper Wolf is back.
Trapper Wolf. We got the guy from that show with all the Asian people.
He's
convenient something.
The guy who was in the guy who's always there as a officer in the other episodes who's like, aren't you that one guy? and he says that like every single time. Anything, yep. So they say, Mando, we're here to get you. Where do you want us to get you? And he's like, bomb my location. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, yeah, you heard me. Bomb my location. And so, because they're doing this really cool thing where they're going to escape, and they're going to jump out at the last moment before they bomb this place. So while this is happening, when you landed on Nail Hutta, they show off that, okay, they have ships ready to go, like ships shoot out of these tunnels as defense, as to bring people in. They have artillery turrets to anti-air turrets. Here they have a whole. This is like a city. This is like a condensed. This is like a condensed city area. This is like a big property. There's more than just the brother sister Hutt here. There is like presumably there's other families of Hutts. It's not just them. Like there is other people here.
There's casualties here. There's innocent people here.
So when you get the show, it's supposed to be triumphant of, oh, the good guys are winning, as you're seeing the X-Wings carpet bomb the airfield. They carpet bomb the area here, and then they all shoot at the end before they jump out. They shoot missiles into the building, destroying it, killing anyone who is there.
They nuke the building and kill everyone.
At this point, me and Wizard at this point, okay, let's just go. So the day is saved. They go back. Sigourney Weaver gives a whole thing about it. It's like, oh, well, we save our people. We weren't going to let you die. And then, and Rada ends up, he's going to stay with the New Republic for a little bit. Zeb's going to buy him a drink. So that's what that is. And then, the Mandalorian and Grogu, they go back home and they it's a happy ending, guys. It's a happy ending. Everyone loves it. It's a happy ending. Gotta love it. The problem with where this was the biggest, like probably the more egregious points about this, the Hutts, as we mentioned before, are supposed to be this massive criminal organization in the Star Wars underground. So part of that is that they have specific power. Them bombing them is going to create a massive power vacuum, because now that the Hutts have been removed from this position of power, it is free game for all the other criminal organizations to try and grab at. They made a whole big deal about the Book of Boba Fett's of how the Pikes are trying to make their move. The Pikes now have free reign to have full control over the criminal underground empire of Star Wars. And they've made it very clear that the New Republic does not actually have the power or the leadership skills to actually keep this galaxy safe. So now all that they have done is made a giant power vacuum for all of the criminal underground in Star Wars to basically just take over. That's what you did by bombing the Hutts. Secondarily, if it was always this easy, why didn't you do this with Jabba? Why didn't you do this with all of the other criminal organizations that you had a problem with in the past? If it was so easy that you just have to go send in 6 X-Wings and just bomb the place, and it'll be the day is saved. How? That it ruins so many aspects of it, because it's like, oh, now doing this just completely. Now there's a massive power vacuum the New Republic does not have an answer for. Okay, on top of sure.
There's one point we need to clear up. The explanation as to why the New Republic was willing to nuke Hutta is because, and it's very, she says it very passing. Sigourney Weaver says, oh, we got Lord Doug to crack under pressure, and he told us that the Hutts were actually double teaming us the whole time. They were giving information to both sides. So they were playing a double agent, which is what the Hutts do, which makes you stupid for thinking you were going to get to trust the Hutts and you were going to make an alliance with them. The Hutts have always played both sides. This is extremely well known. You go to them only as like it's supposed to be working with the Hutts is a Faustian bargain unless you're a bounty hunter. And even then, it's a Faustian bargain, because eventually you can get caught up in something. They will pay well. This is just Star Wars lore now. You go to them when it is if you're the Republic, you go to them when it is your last possible option. You don't go to them willingly. You don't make an alliance with them. They are a crime syndicate. You're supposed to be the new government. You don't have jurisdiction in the Outer Rim. It is not, Hutta is not your planet to go to. And Tom, you made a good point. What the heck do you mean? You just flew in and easily with 6 X-Wings blew up the Hutt stronghold? They had if the New Republic could do it with 6 X-Wings, why haven't the Pikes? Why haven't the Crimson Dawn? If it's that easy, if it's so easy to take out the Hutt capital and just end them, why haven't any of the rival gangs done it?
But you know, they do that. Their logic is, oh well, we considered them an Imperial remnant because they were leaking information to the Hutt, so we just killed them.
Yeah,
especially when the beginning of the movie is Sigourney Weaver saying, you got to stop killing these people because they have information for us.
Yes, you're right.
You got to stop. Hey, you got to stop killing these people because they may have information for us. And she makes a quip at the end of it's like, that was messy. And it's like, you killed all of those Hutts. You did that. Mando did it. You did it. And
you literally opened the movie by saying, stop killing people. And then you nuke the planet.
In the same way that there's now going to be power vacuum, there are other Hutts. Maybe they weren't on Hutta that is going to they're going to power grab for the Hutt Empire, even though now it's Jabba's palace is under Boba now, so that's no longer the Hutts. The twins are now dead, the main Hutt people there. So now any of the Hutts that do take position of power are now just going to have it out for the New Republic. You just made a massive enemy of the criminal underground. They're going to hire anybody to go. You think this solves anything? You just kicked a massive wasp's nest. That's what you just did with this. That is what you just did with this. It further, all this does, it makes all the more sense on why the First Order came into power, because the New Republic is filled with idiots, actual morons.
If I may, that in and of itself, Tom, is a deconstruction from modern day writers with modern day sensibilities. Turning the New Republic into idiots is a deconstruction of Princess Leia, which is why I'm very clear. The whole deconstructionism of heroes is not just it's not just on men. It is also on legacy female characters too. It is to the detriment of female heroes that you like. You consider heroes. Princess Leia has been treated, and Carrie Fisher, if we really want to be clear, has been treated nothing but terribly by Disney. This isn't about Sigourney Weaver's character. Nobody cares about her. This is entirely about making Princess Leia's plight to create the New Republic look like shit, and that she is flawed, and that she is wrong, and having everything fall apart. It's cruel. It's actually cruel, and they continue making it worse with every episode, with every show. They continue to insult the legacy of Princess Leia, and then I would say Carrie Fisher at this point. So
yeah,
okay, let's continue this, because you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Real quick. Hold on. Rada is now going to be enemy number one. Okay, so there's a very important point. Technically, Rada is still the heir to the throne. So not only is he enemy number one, but now all of the other Hutts, because there's lots of them that are scattered all over the galaxy, because we know that there are. We know that it's not like, oh, we just genocided an entire family. No, we genocided a lot of people, but no, there's still plenty of other Hutts in play here. The Hutt cartel is still alive. You didn't just end the Hutt cartel. Now they are all going to be out to kill. Now, instead of just the brother and sister Hutt out to kill Rada, now everyone is going to want to kill him. So yes, he's now enemy number one. Mando is enemy number one. Sigourney, the New Republic is now enemy number one. This is like, if they really wanted to, the next movie should be Star Wars Crime Syndicate War, like the Syndicate War, and it should that is what you have created here. You've created the ultimate power vacuum.
And where you would think where a person with a brain would think, oh well, actually, yes. Why doesn't Rada actually, now seeing everything going on, should just take his place as heir to the throne and just be a better guy?
Yes.
Like that you would think that would be the lure into it. But it's like, oh well, now that my aunt and uncle are gone, and now I see I see the error of this. Now I'm going to take this position to be heir to it, and I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to actually help people. Like, that would be the logical conclusion for this character to go on. They don't do that. No, they don't do that at all. No. So you actually have someone in place that you could go in here to say, hey guys, not only are we going after the New Republic, we're going to be changing things up around here. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. He's going to go have a drink with Zeb. He's going to go have a drink with Zeb. That's what we're doing. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there any other egregious things? There's one point that I remember I wrote down that you told me to bring. Well,
are you talking about the plot? Because we can finish out the movie now.
Well, I was going to say, part of this movie, the way that it's shot, the way that things do about it, feels like an advertisement for Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, yeah.
When Grogu's running around, when they're doing stuff in here, they're trying to make it's framed and shot in a way that it is almost like a commercial to go to Star Wars Land. And I noticed it.
We're looking at chat.
We're looking at chat.
Go ahead, Todd. You're talking about Galaxy's Edge.
When you see Grogu running around the little forest area and you got the Star Wars music playing, it's trying. I think they're trying to invoke the reaction of, it's like, don't you guys like Star Wars? Don't you like the fun little weird green guy? Don't you want to buy lots of the weird little green guy? You guys should come down to Florida. Come on down to Florida, where it's this gross swamp weather here, and run around Star Wars Land. Don't you want to fly on the Millennium Falcon? Come on there, piggies. Come on, like hogs to a trough. Come here, dog, piggies. It reads as that. It reads as that.
Look, the movie. That's I think we could just say this is where the movie ends. This is where the movie ends, and because that is where it ends. Yeah, they commit this war crime. Everybody lives. 0 casualties. We get to the end. Sigourney Weaver's like, hey, good job, I guess. We did good. Mission accomplished. We got that Imperial guy. We got Doug. That was the real mission. And we also destroyed like the Hutts because they were working with the Empire. They were double teaming. So we got them, you guys. We got them. And
just like a theme park attraction ride, it ends in that same way that when you reach the end of the ride, they just start clapping for you.
Yeah, that's it. It's just wow, thanks guys. We saved Hogwarts. Thanks guys. We saved Star Wars. We saved the city. This is Spider-Man ride. Hey guys, we saved the city. It's Transformers the ride. That is how this movie ends. Yeah, we did it. We did it, you guys.
Yes, that is time. There's no conclusion. It's just like
you made it. Congratulations. Now go buy the merch in the lobby. Go buy the AT-AT for $80.
$80.
We did it, you guys. Tom, that is the Mandalorian and Grogu. We have talked about this for like, I want to say an hour and 45 minutes on just this movie. There is still more for us to talk about. Why don't you, how about now, like, let's go back to the chat and then we'll give final thoughts on the movie. Does that sound good?
That sounds great to me.
All right, take us back to the people.
All right. Doubling back around because we had, this was something where we every single time that you have gone on a stream to talk about it, you've said there's still more I need to talk about. There's still more I talk about. We needed this little cathartic stream to just get everything out about it because it's so infuriating.
This it doesn't mean it in this way, but it feels like therapeutic to kind of talk about it like this because I think it's like, but also we have nearly 700 people watching across the entire internet right now. Like we have almost 700 people watching, and I think the only reason that is well, firstly because I'm devilishly handsome. Secondly, because we put on a good show. But thirdly, because people are sick of Star Wars. People are sick of this shit. We used to believe that we were in the apathy phase. But the truth is we're in the revenge phase. We'll talk about more of that in a second. Let's get to the people.
Absolutely. We got Archimedes 5635 for a 20 banger for the beard and sorry I am late. Do you think we are going to get more 80s cartoon movies if He-Man succeeds?
Yes. Guys, if big if, and if is good. If He-Man is good, we need to support it. If it's good, we have to go see He-Man. If it's good. Okay? So you got to make a promise with me here. If He-Man is good, you're going to go see it. You'll take your kids. You'll take your friends. I think we have to talk about it like that because I think it is going to be good. And I think it is going to go back to some positive male values. So, I have a little bit of hope for that. And if it's bad, we crucify it. That's the deal. I'll say and it's not even the fact of me having to say I was wrong. I'm not shilling for the movie. I'm saying if it's good, we should unanimously support it. That's what matters.
I think there is also this movie. People are thinking that it's not going to do well financially. If it's good, I could see it picking up because also with now that this movie is trending even downward from what the estimations are, there's now going to be a market of people looking for a movie to see, and I could see that people will now end up going to Masters of the Universe in place of it. But thank you for the 20 banger. And yeah, we will see more 80s cartoons if this succeeds, but it is a big if on this one. Odd Dog Warrior for a 5 banger. Always love waking up and watching my Saturday morning shows. It's crazy how much better the Rocky puppet is compared to the Grogu puppet. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
You know what's bad about Grogu is when he used to sit in a little tram, it was believable. Him walk the way he walks is where you're like, oh, it's a puppet. The way he shuffles around, it removes the like for me it removes the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, Grogu is not a character. Grogu is a plot device. He is a merchandising plot device, both in fiction and in reality. He is just a merchandise plot device. That's all.
But thank you for the 5 banger. We got Tiger King Rex Carter for $1.99. Star Wars fans are idiots. They're treated as so.
Sure. Thank you.
I mean, you're not wrong. We got Gabriel for a Hungarian forint for $24.90 Hungarian forints. I wonder if Jon Favreau really wanted to make this. Didn't he say they didn't? They don't know why they are making it. I bet Disney said, money, make more.
Okay, so I could talk to this. So the situation here is, we know that internally, Disney Plus doesn't generate profit. It doesn't generate profit in the way that they want it to. Profit margins are garbage. They also don't, like, it's not very profitable. It's very expensive. It goes out on the streaming service. We see the numbers. It doesn't look good. The more content for Star Wars that is on Disney Plus, the worse the health of the brand becomes. And so they decided, hey, we're going to ship this movie at this season. We're going to turn it into a movie, because as a movie, it could do really well. It has the potential to actually bring in real profit. That's all it is.
But
That's
it is bad. Michael Steele, 9010 for a Canadian 2, 33 million Friday, including previews. Ouch. Not good for Star Wars. Yes, we pulled up the metric before, breaking news segment, that this is trending to not even hit 100.
And so be it, man. That's just where Star Wars is now.
And then you start a comment here. Hey, I just commented this, but have you talked to Gary and Will about Obsession and encouraged them to see and support this?
I talked to Gary. I said it on FNT the other day. I said Obsession is really, really good. And I hope people see it. I hope more people see it. If you're looking for a movie to go see this weekend, you got Sheep Detectives, you got the Michael Jackson movie, you got Obsession. 3 awesome movies that are in the theaters right now. There's stuff to go see for sure. Just not Mandalorian and Grogu.
Well, and that we are wrapped up.
We are caught up there.
The chat.
Tom, I think because we've gone on for a very long time here.
Yes.
I think that is probably going to do it for our stream this morning. We do have some other stuff that is planned. I think we're just going to have to hold on to it and talk about it
at another time.
Probably
yes.
At another time. I think we'll talk about it on Fake Wizard News, which will be good. So that'll be this Wednesday. But we will be back with you on Monday. We will be back on Monday for Culture Crossfire, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I will be traveling, and I'll be Marvin's my co-host on Culture Crossfire. We're actually going to be together next week, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited about that. It's going to be pretty good, man. It's going to be pretty good. So, all right, my friends, this has been really great. Thank you for the support. If you're still here on YouTube, smash that like button if you haven't already, because I see the likes are a little low compared to how many people we've had watching. But we appreciate you being here very much. This has been a really wild stream. And until next time, create. Hold on. I'm an idiot. I got to cue it up. I didn't share it right. I got it. This is the most professional stream on the planet, all the way until the end. All right, until next time, my friends. Create, innovate, inspire others to do so as well. For the love of God, cancel Disney Plus, especially after this pile of crap movie.
It was really bad.
All right, you take care. Bye for now.